Welcome to the Real Life with Queen Bee show. Okay, let me get everybody in here. We have some dope special guests today. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna get a little people in here real quick. I hope you guys have been having a wonderful winning Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. So that means you still gotta eat. That does not mean like since we made it over the hump, we can just kind of chill. No, that means we gotta achieve those goals by the end of the week. Okay, just making sure you gotta continue to eat. You want that full plate, right? We trying to eat buffets around here. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see. All right, you guys. So, like I said, I have 3 dope special guests today. We got it in 3 hours today. You know what I'm saying? They put me to work. Just kidding, but I'm for real. But I have a dope special guest. You know what I'm saying? And he can sing his, you know what, off. I was just like, oh my God, let me play the song back again. Okay, maybe one more time. Okay, 3rd time's for the finale. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know his like background on it. Like, what made him want to sing? Why not rap? You know what I'm saying? Why not dance? You know what I'm saying? And what does he go through when like singing ain't singing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it makes it feel like he's not getting anywhere. You know, it feels like he's wasting his time, his money. You know what I'm saying? What keeps him motivated to keep going? Because not everybody stays motivated. Not everybody keeps going. All right. So please welcome, I feel like I'm going to mess up his name. DAYYY. I think I so messed it up. Did I get it right?
You did. You got it right.
You got it right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to still bring
it hard, honestly.
It's just different. It's not hard. It's just different. So it's like, I got to make sure it's not the norm, which is good. Nobody can mock you. Nobody can say there's 2 of you right now. So speaking of that, tell everybody where you're from.
So I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas?
Man.
Okay, perfect.
And
then your whole life, Dallas?
I moved around a little bit, but ended up back here after college. After high school, I went to Nashville for a year for school. That didn't work out. Back to Texas, went to East Texas for school. Moved to Atlanta for a little bit, and then I found back.
So where did you go to college at?
Started off at Tennessee State University for a year. Then I ended up transferring to Stephen Austin, graduated, bachelor's in music and technology. Then I got bored, and I was like, let me go back to school. Why not? I got my business.
Okay. It's kind of breaking up just a little bit. It's like going in and out when you talk, just a little bit.
So I finished my undergrad at Stephen F. Austin, and then I got my master's degree at Southern New Hampshire.
What did you get it in? Music?
Yeah, I did music business. So I have an MBA, bachelor's degree. That's important technology.
Okay, dope. That's gonna be definitely dope. Okay, so you've sung your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much. Been singing since the age of 3 in church choir and writing.
Okay, cut up the volume, please. Yeah, it's on his side. They can't really hear you. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, we can't really just hear you like that. I don't know what it is, but it's like you're super soft.
Can you hear me now? I'm just trying to go to the phone.
Yes. It's like a,
let's take these off there.
Okay, cool. So, did you sing in high school? Like in
I was in choir, so classical stuff like that, jazz choir, but that pretty much was about it. And then kind of my secular stuff on the back end.
Yeah. So did you do like the music in school? Like, you know how they do the choir, the opera? Like, because I have that background. I have my associates in voice performance. So I did all the opera and stuff like that. But
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I kind of talked myself out of it. Like, I was like, you ain't gonna be able to do it. It's too much. You meant like if I had to do the plays and stuff like that, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to memorize all those lines. So I was like, I'm just not gonna do it. They got it.
Well, you still turned out really dope. I think so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So who's your inspiration? Like, who do you look up to where you got your genre style of music?
So just first and foremost, inspiration came from my late grandmother. She was a gospel singer. She recorded a couple albums. So just being around her and watching her play the piano by ear, that kind of inspired me. But as far as musical influence, I would say Tank is one of my go-tos. I love Tank. I love his catalog. He's a dope singer-songwriter. More current, I'm inspired by Eric Bellinger, Ty Dolla $ign, people like that, and dope songwriters and just dope artists all around.
Okay, okay. Perfect, perfect. Now, what motivates you when times are like, I don't know if I want to do this no more?
As far as the music goes,
for sure.
So I guess people don't really truly understand that in between part. As an independent artist, everything costs money. And you got to fund a lot of money. It's not cheap to record songs. It's not cheap to mix and master. It's not cheap to buy beats. It costs money. It costs a lot of money, and to do it the right way. That's it. Like, you can release stuff and be trash quality. And be like, why release something? But the way I work, I'm not about to release nothing that don't sound good. You're not about to talk about me.
Do you hear me?
So it costs a lot of money, and that can be a deterrent factor. So that's kind of created a couple pauses in me releasing music. So I'm just like, is it worth it? And then on the back end, I'm funneling out all this money. I'm not going to see that back.
Do you hear me?
Because I'm not a big artist. You're not going to see that back. So it kind of like, is it worth releasing all this music and spending all this money? But then I just come back to where that's kind of my release, honestly. So it's like, at the times where I'm not releasing music, that doesn't mean I'm not writing. It doesn't mean I'm not recording. It just means I don't feel like I'm ready to release this right now. But really, it's the money factor. It really is.
So like, what do you say? Like, okay, I'm going to make allowance for this, or I got to go work a part-time job and this hustle is just for music. Like, what's your mind frame, or what was your mind frame?
Well, first, it depends on the product that I ended up coming up with, writing wise. If I feel like it's worthy to put out, then I'll be like, okay, you know what? This year I'm going to release a couple of songs. I'll allocate $300 to get this mix and mastered. I'll set aside some studio time, or it's more so just really focusing and dialing back in. Maybe praying and asking God for clarity, mental clarity, or an abundance of creativity, because sometimes you just don't have it as a songwriter and singer. And you may strike out for 6 months, and then that 7th month, you're like, oh, I'm writing 10 songs right now. So it's kind of those in between moments of just praying and just really being like, okay, do you want to do this or do you not? Like, are you going to waste people's time, or like, what are we doing? So it's just really that, trying to find a center and refocus and just get that music out, because I feel like I got some good stuff and it needs to be heard.
Yeah, for sure. Do you feel like music is like your calling, or do you feel like you're, around your calling? Do you feel like it's your purpose?
I feel like it is, because honestly, when you're looking at corporate world, I'm like, I feel like I don't fit in anywhere. I feel like this is not for me. But it's like when I do my music and I hear it and I'm in the studio, I'm like, okay, I'm in my element. Like, if I could really make good money off this, I would definitely do that and do nothing else. Maybe outside of cooking, because I like to cook. But my calling is, I'll be throwing down in the kitchen.
What?
But no, music definitely is my calling for sure.
Okay, for sure, for sure. How long have you been doing music? Like, just like since you were just tiny?
Yeah, so earliest memories is me definitely singing in the church choir, in the children's choir, leading the children's choir. And then I would say probably a shift as far as me wanting to create my own music and write. That happened like in middle school, probably around 11th grade, not 11th grade, 11 years old. I entered a arts competition, and I wrote a song, which kind of was a remake of the Jamie Foxx show. What song was it? I want to say it was the 100th episode when he sang the Fancy at the wedding.
Yes.
I want to say I kind of remixed that a little bit and submitted that, and I got 3rd place. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm on to something.
Yes.
And so I just started writing music from that, and I didn't release anything until years later, but that's because I wasn't ready, and I didn't know the process of recording and all that stuff and getting stuff out.
So you write your own music, from what I'm hearing?
I do. Okay. I do. I write for myself. I've written for a few people as well. But I feel like I'm pretty solid at writing.
How do you feel about people that don't write their own music? Like,
I don't have a problem with it. Everybody's not meant to write. Like, we've all heard people on that's in the industry that write their own stuff and it's not necessarily good, or they started their career with songwriters and then later on when they went indie and they started writing for themselves,
Uh,
it
and
don't
you can
hit the same. Yeah,
tell.
it doesn't hit the same. So I mean, if you are blessed with vocals and not writing, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
That's why
Just
you
let
have a
somebody
sea of
write for you.
songwriters.
Yeah, they try to say like if it's you didn't write it from experience and it's and the third, you know what I'm saying? I mean like it's insane.
It is, and I feel like that applies more to rappers. And then even then, do you like the song or do you not?
Right. Dude, that's it.
It doesn't matter.
That's the fucking point. Facts. So what drew you to R&B and not like country? And don't say because you're black.
I feel like that's part of it, but not really. Because I really do enjoy music, like
So
all
you do
genres.
country
Like
too?
I went to school for it, so I'm not one of those people where there's like, oh, I only like R&B, I only like hip hop, and if it's country, I don't play that around me. I'm not that. If I vibe with it and I feel it and it's speaking to me, I'm listening to it. I'm put on repeat.
Mhm.
But I just feel like it was a natural progression, honestly. And I feel like what kind of tripped me up at the beginning of songwriting, I was too old. I was young, but inside I was too old. I was listening to Maxwell and Music
Oh,
Soul Child, and those are my favorite. But
me
it's
too.
like, as a young person trying to write and make music, they can't be your influence because
Facts.
people are gonna be like, you sound too old for what you are. And you need to be more youthful.
Mhm.
And I feel like that probably what kind of swayed me to go into the R&B route because everything was sounding super dated. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, that ain't gonna get you nowhere, honestly.
Yeah.
Not at 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, he is way before his time. What is his parents teaching him
Right.
over there listening to this?
Next, exactly. And I'm like, nah, I want you to listen to me when you turn my music on.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to take me as a joke. For sure, for sure. So who are your top 3 R&B artists or influences?
See, this is one of the hardest ones because I have them sectioned off and I have like my top 6 female, my top 6 men.
Oh
So
shit.
that's always hard for me. But let's just mix it up. I'll say Tank number one because I've already said that. Always been my number one influence. I'm gonna go 2 girls.
Okay.
Beyonce, um, because of the overall factor. A lot of people try to say, "Oh, she's overrated," and I hate when people say that
I
because I'm
say
like, what does
overrated.
that entail?
Yeah, I'm just not a biggest fan. Like I'll pick like Monica over her just for what they're singing about and what they're talking about.
And I respect everybody's opinion. It's just when people go off this, like, oh, she can't sing and she can't
Oh
do
no,
this.
she can. She's got it all. She's been through it
I'm
all.
like,
Like she was
and it's
trained.
just a
She
total
started singing
package,
opera. Beyonce
right?
started out singing opera. Yeah. So I was
And it's
like,
a total package for me that draws me in. And then I would say Brandy. Brandy is so
yeah,
fire.
she's
Vocal,
so nice. Yeah.
vocal Bob for a reason. Some people don't agree, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The mechanics is crazy. You rarely see her have a bad live vocal performance. It kind of doesn't exist,
Facts.
and that's hard to do, especially later on in your career.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give it to those 3. Like I said, I got a long list, so I'm just trying to shorten it down as
For
quickly as
sure,
I
for sure.
can.
Who would you want to collab with? All
Eric
3.
Bellinger, actually, like Eric Bellinger.
Okay.
He's a dope singer songwriter who I feel like probably got more notoriety probably the past 5 years before
Uh-huh.
like nobody was really people in the industry knew him because he wrote for like Usher, all of these people, Chris Brown, he wrote for everybody. But I would love to collab with him just because his style it's more like he can sing. He's an R&B singer songwriter, but also he has that hip hop element influence to it. So I kind of love that sound of merging, like the Bryson Tillers, the Tory Lanez, like that sound. I love it because it's just a vibe, and I'm at a stage where I love to make music that you can vibe to.
So did you fall in love with R&B because you loved it or because you thought that it was going to be better for you because how you were going to sound?
Just because I love it, just listening to
Okay,
music
cool.
growing up. I'm a 90s baby, so I know people like, well, you weren't really living to understand the music back then. But I'm like, no, it makes its cycles.
It's a thank
So
you. It's
I'm
every
like, I love my SWV,
yes. 3LW.
Tyrese.
I like
Yes, like I
3LW.
love
Whitney Houston was dope. I liked Whitney.
Yeah, that's the best era of music to me, and it probably will always be the best era of music just because everything
You
just
don't even
felt
hear
so
that type
good.
of music anymore. Like, it's all, shake that ass. You know what I'm saying? Get you some cash. Like, damn,
Basically.
can we fall in love? Shit.
No,
Blow
not in
the
this
door down.
time.
Like, damn. Can you take
Listen,
me on
not
a
in this.
date first? Like,
It's like
they.
no, but no, that definitely is my genre of music. But it was just a natural drawing to it, and I feel like yeah, I definitely want to make R&B music, and I haven't looked elsewhere, but I've written other genres of songs, so
Have
I'm
you ever
still
tried to
doing my
rap?
part. Have I ever tried to rap or
Yeah. Do you rap?
I don't rap. Like I probably could write one just as
Okay.
being a songwriter, but I don't feel like I got the cadence to rap. And that's important. Like you have to have a fire cadence. And if not, it's like sit down.
Yeah.
Try something else.
It's kind of like the hook, though, in the song. It's got to be fire. We don't even want to hear the verse.
Yeah, like I can give you like a I guess they call it talk sing type of, but like as far as the actual rapping, no. I know what I can do and what I can't do, and I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
embarrass
no, for
myself.
real. I'm not gonna fuck up what I got going on.
No,
So how
I
do you
tried
think
in college.
you did? And how did you know it
Yeah.
wasn't for you? Who told you it sucked?
Me, I was just like, nah. I was like, scrap it. This ain't it.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you feel R&B has evolved over the years?
Um, I know a lot of people said that it was dead for a little chunk in the mid 2000s.
Sure.
Um, as far as evolution, honestly, I feel like the women are kind of leading the charges for the evolution of R&B right now. It's
Sure.
not knocking on the guys, but I just feel like they're starting to bring back like lyricism, melodies, like the real singing to where you can kind of go back and be like, okay, this kind of feels 90s, and that's kind of what we're missing right now. It's just that I put it on. I'm smoking, I'm drinking. I'm like, bro, this just feel good. Or you in the car just riding. It's like, okay, repeat.
Yeah.
Now you looked up, you don't play this song 10 times because there's some crack in that song. You're like,
Right.
bro, this is amazing.
Right.
I just feel like they're bringing back sonics. Like the music sonically just sounds really good. And it's just something that you can't deny about it. But I definitely feel like the female leading charge as far as bringing that back right now.
For
And I'm
sure.
kind of like I feel like I should have been
Yeah.
in my 20s
Uh-huh.
in the 90s
Uh-huh.
because like I'm like that dad that's blasting Anita Baker and like Sade and all of these people. I'm like that's me, and I know people probably driving past me like, dang, this nigga always listen to female R&B, but I'm like, bro, it just feel good. Like it ain't nothing to it. It's just
Like who he in love with? Who broke his heart? Or
good
who?
music is good music, and I'm an R&B singer, so I'm gonna navigate or I'm gonna go towards that all day, every day.
So you know how like you're in the car and you're jamming to your song? Does it annoy you when you get in the car with people or you're around people that can't sing and they singing a song and you trying to, vibe to the song?
Nah, nah, that
You
doesn't. That don't bother
like,
me.
bro, you were really like fucking up the song right now. Like you were really sharp right now, bro. Like shut
Because
up.
with just like that, I'll go to karaoke, and karaoke is supposed to be fun, and you're supposed to not care, and I'll be the one in there performing, like really singing. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, y'all can sound like y'all sound, but when I get up here,
I'm feeling a real
I'm
life.
practicing for whatever my show is. That's what we're doing. It's always practicing.
And that's cool because the karaoke doesn't have the words behind it. It's like you can read the words, but it's just the instrumental, right? Or is the people singing with it?
It depends. Some locations like maybe have like some cheesy backgrounds or
Okay.
something stacked behind, but I think most of them it's just instrumentals and the lyrics going up and down the
Well,
screen.
so when you perform your music, do you just do instrumentals or you sing with yourself?
I have my backgrounds.
Okay.
I think that's important.
Thank
Like
you.
as
Me
a
too.
singer, especially if you're singing by yourself, you don't want to just be like the soundtrack because then you need a place to breathe. Um, Me like if I'm doing too much talking, I'm gonna have to swallow my spit at some point, and if I don't, it's gonna shut my vocal cords off. So
Right.
I'm like, I need that space to just kind of breathe, plan out. Okay, I'm gonna sing right here. My background's gonna come in right here, or
Okay.
I just want to ad lib on the verse, or maybe I want to get the audience involved, and my background is still going, so I can do those
And
things.
then you
So
know how to just jump in because it's your song of where you at.
right,
Okay, so you know your music. Do you practice?
not as much as I should. I got a show coming up, so I've been practicing every day because I got to get it together.
When is the
But
show?
It is April 30th, which is the last Wednesday of this month.
Okay, you finna do your thing live.
At Wine Therapist. So if you're in
I'm
Dallas,
definitely
come
gonna
out.
be there. I'm definitely gonna be there.
Come check us out. Got an hour set, so it's gonna be really good.
I'm gonna get you a live, and I'm doing interviews up there. I've been sharing the flyer. You're right behind me during the flyer. I gotta show you the flyer. I'm on your flyer, and you're singing right after. That's how I know your music. You're singing right after. But I want to interview you live too after you get off the stage. We're gonna talk about it.
That's fine with me. Hopefully everybody's like, "Oh, you were so good." I'm like, "Thank you."
Part two to this, because I'm gonna listen to everything he just said that he be doing. I'm gonna be up there to watch.
Oh, the audience is definitely gonna have to get involved because I'm gonna be like, "Sing!" Like, no, y'all have to sing with me.
So you don't get nervous? Like, so when did the nervousness go away? Because clearly you don't get nervous now, but
I do. I feel like that's human nature, and then it's me. I'm a overthinker. I overanalyze everything. So
when's your
I'm
birthday?
thinking about February 4th. I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is my single list out right now. So go check it out. Aquarius everywhere.
Right. Like my sister is one. She's my sister's or yeah, but y'all are very organized, detailed, focused to an extent. It make it seem like it. Because when I
if
ask
it's
for
something that you if it's something that we like are really like 10 toes down all in, then yes. Other than that, I can be very complacent and just like be lazy. And I'm like, no, you need to get up and do something. I'm not gonna lie to you. But now what did you ask me before?
oh, when your nervousness, like when you're
Yeah.
when did you get nervous?
So it's definitely gotten better because when I was young, it was bad. Like I would get up on stage, you can see my heart pumping through my chest, and I was about this big, so you can see my whole body shaking, and my vocal cords would just dry out, and it would just shut off mid phrases. That's how nervous I was, and I hated it because people I was like, "Oh, he can't even sing." I'm like, "No, bro, I'm scared. I'm scared, yeah." But now I think maybe once I get into that second song, I get that first song out the way. My heart is beating a little bit, but not as crazy as it was. And I think now I know how to control it a little bit better to where you probably wouldn't know that I was nervous like that. But I was definitely nervous on that first song. Probably had to pee a little bit. But but we made it through. But once I get past that first song, I kind of calmed down and I just read my environment, see how people is feeling me, and then see if I need to get the audience involved a little bit more. Call and response that helps kind of calm me down too, because you're like, okay, I got the audience. They really vibe with me. They're not just on their phones.
Especially when you start singing your music and they kind of jamming with you, like, okay, they kind of feeling this. So let me, calm down a little bit. Now, when you first started, did you look at like the bright light? Because back when I was, they would say, look at the light, just look at focus in the beginning. Did you ever and then try to branch off, or were you always like with the audience?
I feel like even now, I'm not necessarily looking at each individual because I feel like that may throw me off. Because I might be like, "Why? What y'all over there talking about? Why you not listening to me? Or you over there on your phone? Or if you mouth something to me and do something silly, I may laugh and I'm a break character. So sometimes I'm just looking out, but I'm just glancing, and everything probably is blurry because I'm like I see people, but I'm not just dialed in, focus on you because that's gonna throw me.
Okay.
So I think I've always done that. Or I just looked in the back, and I think I probably used to sing with my eyes closed and was told you need to open your eyes. I'm pretty sure I probably did back in the day. But now
you should have put some sunglasses on. And they like, take them
I do
sunglasses
sometimes
off.
too. That's actually good too. I do that sometimes. Is put my sunglasses on and be like, okay, you can't even see me, so I don't even care. Let's just sing.
Right. And I can't see, like I can see your expressions, but I can't. Like you get the real dark ones. Like
you can't see that I'm nervous, and I'm like, oh, the heck. I may do it for my show then. I may put my glasses on.
No.
I ain't gonna be nervous like that though. Probably the
we're
first
a pro
time.
now. So now we're a pro. I'm gonna see you in person.
They get nervous too. They get nervous. Look at Summer Walker. She don't even want to tour.
For real? Because she's nervous?
She says she got social anxiety. So when she see all the people up on stage, she be like,
I can understand that. I can understand
I'm like, I'll trade places with you. Like, I'd gladly trade places with you.
You just said you was going to put on sunglasses when you went out there. Now you definitely trying to play. You don't need no glasses for sure, Wednesday.
I ain't got social anxiety like that. Glasses or no glasses.
You're like, I just put on 3 pairs and I'll be all right.
I'll be good.
Okay, so tell me, what inspires your songwriting process? Like what inspires it? Like you just like, I'm waking out of bed and I gotta write a song, or it's like something comes to you and you're like, let me write.
It just depends, but I do have a kind of unique style, which I guess is not so unique now because I've heard a lot of people doing it. You hear my dog barking. So basically, it's not like this inspired me or that inspired me. It's more so the beat. So when I'm driving to and from work or to a friend's house or wherever, I may be like, let me go find some beats. Find a beat that I like. I'm playing it in the car, and then hey, you got to cut it out. So I'll let the beat kind of tell me what to do, basically, and that's how I write. So I don't do pen to paper. It's all freestyling.
What?
So I'll freestyle, and not just like go, and I freestyle the whole song. So what I do is I take it section by section, whatever hits me first. So usually it's a melody that I hear, whether it's on the chorus or the verse, and I'll hum that melody. And I'm like, okay, I kind of like that melody, voice record it, and then I'll start trying to apply words to the melody. And then I have my bass, so now I can change the melody up or do whatever I want to. And I feel like it's an easier, more organic process because when you're writing pen to paper, you're kind of forcing those thoughts onto that paper and feel like, okay, this is it. This is what I got to use. Or you're scratching it, scribbling out, throwing out, whatever. And I just
so whenever you record it, you don't like that's your number take. Like you don't do the same thing indirectly by just steady recording it over and over again.
So I'll keep adding too. So I'll record like a line or two. If I freestyle a line or two, and I'm like, okay, I like that, record it. And then I'll remember that line. Then I'll go back and add to it.
And you just keep adding.
Yeah.
So when did you start this? You started off with pen and paper?
I did start with pen and paper. I feel like I probably transitioned to freestyling probably 2000, probably 2016, 15. Hey.
Well, and why? What was it? Your hands got tired of writing?
No, I figured out then that that's what made more sense organically. So like when I go and listen to my music when I was writing pen to paper, I'm not gonna say it was bad. Like when you first start off writing, it's not just gonna be like, oh, this is a hit. Like we need to put this on the radio right now. But you can kind of tell if you have song structure, it makes sense right here, right here. There's flow. I had those things, but I just feel like I was also forcing ideas. So when I branched off and started just trying out the freestyling process, I was like, okay, this actually makes more sense. And I think I probably started with, back in the day, they was doing like the little challenges. I think that's when the song challenges really first started. Like when they did the Monica challenge, It's So Gone, and people would do their little open verse and stuff like that. I started doing those and just flipping my verses and coming up with stuff, and I was freestyling those. So then I think that started to help with my songwriting because I'm like, I wrote this really quickly, just freestyling versus me writing pen and paper, which took me a while, or maybe it took some days. I just feel like I do that quicker now.
So like when you go into the studio, how many songs do you lay down at one time?
It's one or two. So I'm very economical. I'm not going to the studio and wasting nobody's time or money. So I'm coming to the studio prepared. Like I'm not about to be sitting in the studio for 8 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write this, and all right, let's take a break. This costs money, and I'm not about to do all of that. So usually 2 songs, and I'm out. But I'm full 2 songs, and then maybe I'll come back later on and add to it. But I'm at least getting 1 or 2 songs done when I get in the studio.
Okay. That's not bad. How long does that take you?
So I work fast. I book 2-hour sessions at a time, and I probably record 2 songs in 30 minutes to an hour. Just depends on the song and the complexity of it.
30 songs to an hour for both, or 30 songs to an hour for just one?
30 minutes to an hour, depending on the complexity of the song. Okay. So I'm trying to see an example. My current single, I probably recorded that maybe 30 minutes to an hour, because I smoked before I went in. This is actually the first time I ever smoked before I recorded, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Not gonna
It's
lie
gonna
to
take
you. Like
some.
I was creative. I was hearing things that I normally wouldn't hear.
It's like perfect when you're in that booth. Yeah.
No. I was like, okay, this may have to be the process from from here on out. Because
What's that? What
I
made you
like
want
the
to try it
influence.
that day? You just having a bad day and you were just like, I just fuck it. Like what
I
made
was
you
wanting to
just
try something different. That's all. I
what
was
are you gonna
like,
try next? You say when
no,
you got something
that,
else you
that,
want to try different?
no, that's probably gonna be the process. Hey, couch.
Okay. So like whenever you're writing, are you writing from like personal experiences or like your imagination?
Really both. And the crazy thing is sometimes I'm writing, sometimes I'm foreshadowing things, which is creepy. Like I'll write something, I'm just literally freestyling and flowing, and I'm like, I ain't never been through this in my life, and then it may come to fruition. Or or I do have a concept or subject in mind, and then I just kind of build from that. But like I said, for the most part, those beats are telling. If you listen to a beat is really telling you what you need to write about in that song, and that's why sometimes you like when you hear a record like Chris Brown residuals, crack in it because it sounds so good and it feels so good. He pulled everything that that beat was telling him to pull from in that beat. So you just got to really listen like really hard, and you don't force it because you'll know when it's meant to be when it just comes out organically.
Facts.
But I do both. I have a subject. All right, let's build off of this, or I'm just writing and then it'll come to fruition later on. So I have a mix of both in my catalog.
Okay. For sure, for sure. So what emotions do you aim to evoke with your music? Like what are your emotions you're trying to give off?
Nowadays, I'm trying to um it's weird because me as an Aquarius, we have a bad reputation of being emotionless and not caring about certain things.
Yeah. Shout out
And
to Cam.
it's true to an extent. It's like I care, just like I'm protecting energy and I'm putting too much energy
That's exactly
into
what she said.
this thing.
Yeah.
And it pisses some people off, but I'm like, it's just a protection mechanism. It's just like you can't just give your energy out to any and
Y'all are
everybody.
real big about protecting y'all's energy and like being real fasting, like really I think it's just protecting the energy, fasting, cleansing, making sure like I gotta stay in because I can't be around people that are just like like yeah, you're I thought I was like energy crazy, but
You got to sometimes, but that's what I'm saying. Just emotion wise, that was kind of hard. That was one of the things I struggled with because I feel like I wasn't emoting enough in my records. It was just like I would make the records, and if it's a vibe, it's a vibe, and you caught something, you caught something. But now I'm trying to be more intentional. That's like my word for 2025 is just being intentional with everything that I do. So now when I'm writing these records, I want you to feel like either lust in the record or um, heartache or just whatever emotion that song I feel evokes. I'm trying to do my best now to make sure that you feel that when you're listening to the record versus being like, oh yeah, this is a good song. But it was like, nah, when he's saying that part, I felt that shit. Like that was, I felt that. And that's what I'm trying to do now. So I feel like Aquarius that I have out right now, that's my most vulnerable sounding record because I smoke before I sang. So I opened up myself to just be vulnerable while recording that record.
okay.
Like you feel the ups and downs of what I'm saying as far as I put up this mask and I really don't want to be by myself, but I act
Mhm.
like I'm cool by myself and like just all these things basically that Aquarius stigmas are attached to.
Okay, for sure, for sure. So are you like emotionless in real life in a sense?
I
Because
used to be.
put it in your
I feel
music?
like due to like just life situations, it kind of forced me to build up that wall to where I'm like, nah. And I feel like I used to smile a whole lot when I was younger, then it just went away. And so now, like I said, being intentional, I'm working on myself and trying to bring my personality back because I'm a good time. Like when I'm around people I know, I can talk. Like I can talk, we laughing, we having a good time and I could be the life of the party. But then, like, when you don't know me, you be like, he's so shy. Why he ain't talking? I don't like that. He ain't talking to nobody. It's because I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you at all. And I feel like I say I'm an introverted extrovert. if that makes sense. Like I'm reserved, but it's more so I'm observing everything and taking it in and knowing who I can mess with, who I can't mess with. And then when we're on a good rapport,
I
here
gotta
I am.
read
What's up? What we doing?
text. Especially in this day and time, you really gotta
Yeah,
read people. You gotta sit back and observe. Because
yeah,
motherfuckers these days is wild. You're
yeah.
like, wow, no
Crazy.
morals, no nothing. Like, did you
Everybody
have
crazy.
did you have parents raising you today when you was growing up? Who raised you?
Right. That's why I stay in the house.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So what is your favorite love song at all time?
Hmm. That's a hard question. But I have a couple. Can I give you more than one?
Yeah.
I would say uh, Casey and JoJo. Um, is it All My Life? All
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah,
Life. I love that song.
me too.
Um, I would say RL. I think it's Best Man or ah, Good Man. Good Man. Like it's kind of like a wedding song, and he's singing high in the rafters. And like I love this song. It's so beautiful. If you ain't heard it before, like it's a fire love song. Like so
Mm-hmm.
good. And then what was my third one? Um Eric Benet and Tamia, Spend My Life.
Uh-huh. Spend my
That
life.
that is a crazy, great R&B love song. Like I love that record. So
Okay.
I would say those three.
So you have some emotions. You
Now,
mean
what I'll be in the car. The emotions be in the car. Everything stay in the car. I'll
let's
be
see
in that car. I'll be going through all different types of things. It's like, I don't cry in real life, but I cry in the car. But not
facts.
all the time. Just when
Everything
it
goes down.
happens, it happens in the car. So can't nobody see and be like, I saw you cry. No, you didn't, because it
Yeah,
happened in the car. You weren't in the car with me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Mind your business because they did not pay you. I did not give you no check
Man,
today.
I got me.
Fuck is you talking about? So how do you approach creating the perfect R&B vibe?
Um, as far as like me writing that record,
Yeah. Do you have to have like a perfect vibe?
not really. Like I said, I do everything I
In the
do
car.
90% of my writing in the car, and then sometimes I'm just lounging around. But
Boy, so knock on wood real quick, but if your car ever got towed, you'd be hot till you got that motherfucker out of there. Because you
well,
gotta
I
know.
just won't be writing. I won't be writing no records. But yes, I'll be very upset because I'm always in the car. Like I'm
Yeah.
always in the car making money. Whatever I gotta do, I'm in the car.
Yeah, he's
But
in that car.
if I had to create, this is creating a vibe right now. Um, it would be lights, like low light, dark, maybe like some blue hues, some red hues, some purple hues. My smoke will be with me because we're creating the mood, and just me going through a series of records just depending on how I feel. Do I want to make like a love song? Do I want to make a sex song? Do I just want to make a straight vibe? And then I'll kind of pinpoint those beats and focus when I find one that I really like. And now let's just create, let's vibe, let's come up with some melodies and let's try to apply some lyrics to it. So just really low light, um, quiet, and my weed.
No, for sure. Um, so do you feel like R&B gets enough recognition today?
I still don't think so. Um, and I still think it's because it's a this thing, which is crazy though, because I feel like hip hop is still the number one selling genre, and it's been for like a while. It's hip hop and pop are the two things that's selling. But when it comes to R&B, yes, we know the songs, but when you look at those charts and things like that, we're not sitting where we should be sitting amongst the pop stars of the world, the Katy Perrys, the Taylor Swifts. Hell, even Post Malone. Post Malone done got up here and he started singing R&B, hip hop, but he ain't black, so he's getting the shine that other people should be getting as well. He is dope though, but I'm like, we need some of us that's consistently up there and not just the handful that was chosen to be able to be up there,
Right.
like Usher and Chris Brown, people like that. Like everybody else is just like, okay, we're fired too.
Uh-huh.
Look at us. But
Right. Right. Look at us. You stupid now for real.
like, do y'all see us up here?
What separates, your feelings for what separates R&B from other genres in like your opinion? Like what does R&B do?
It's the feeling, it's the vibe, the vocals. It's I just feel like when we as in black people, when we do something, like we just do it and it's so organic and it just feels good, it sounds good to where everybody else tries to replicate and sometimes you can't. Or if you're too good at it, they'll swoop in and take the genre from you and be like, no, this is ours now. I'm like, no. But it's that feeling when you put on that R&B record, there's nothing to it. When it's a really good deep cut, you're like, man,
Right.
replay value on really good R&B records is like none. It's like when you go to concerts now, you hear the same. I be joking with my friends. I'm like, all right, when we get in this R&B concert, I'm gonna tell you the 4 songs that they're gonna play. The DJ gonna play at some point before these people come out, and it's the same song. Fantasia, When I See You. Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? What else do they play? Keisha Cole, Love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then there's one more, but those three you're gonna hear at every single R&B concert that you go to where a
Facts.
DJ is playing before the talent comes out. But
For
that's
sure.
because it's just it got that feeling. It's that it factor
Uh-huh.
to R&B
For sure.
compared to anything else. You can pop out pop songs all the time, but those R&B records just gonna hit different every time.
Every time you shout it from the facts, facts, facts. Um, who is an underrated R&B artist that that the world should know about?
So this doesn't count, but I still think they're underrated. Some people may not agree. I still think Tank is underrated because people know him, but a lot of people don't. And I feel like he should have blown up, blown up, blown up. I think what people didn't really start recognizing him in today's age until
Mhm.
when we came out and it went viral on social media. And then people was like, oh, let me listen to his catalog. But if I pick somebody else, I would say Giveon. Giveon is so fire. Like his tone is crazy, his pen is crazy, and he has just that R&B vibe to it. To where, once again, I'm back in the car. I'm driving, I'm listening to Giveon, and I'm like, bro, this just sounds so good. And I have a joke that I do with my mom or whatever. Whenever I hear an R&B song that's just so fire, when it gets to the end and I'm at these chords that's lingering around, if I hit you with a hallelujah, like hallelujah,
Yeah.
hallelujah. If I do it 3 times, oh, this was a crazy R&B record, and I do it at concerts too.
You do?
Like I'd be like, bro, this is a fire record. If I hit you with those 3 hallelujahs, this is the one. This is it. But he's giving on is so fire. I hate that I missed his concert. I was traveling when he came to Dallas,
Mhm.
but hopefully he tours soon. So I can see him because he's crazy. I'm actually covering one of his records on the show on the 30th.
Okay. Okay. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. Um, and then how do you blend your modern classic R&B with like today's sound?
I feel like it's already there. I feel like when I first started writing music, or not writing music, releasing music back in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of already wanted to be a modern sounding R&B
Uh-huh.
singer-songwriter. So I was already kind of modeling how I wrote in structured songs off of Bryson Tiller, Tory Lanez, Eric Bellinger, because that basically was the way that R&B started to go, was the rap sing sounding type of R&B. Um, So I feel like I was already kind of on that path when I first started releasing music, but now I like those records, but I'm trying to get back into real R&B sounding records. Like I want a bridge so bad. Like I don't have no songs with no bridge. I want a bridge so bad, and it's hard to find beats that already has a bridge incorporated into it. So I'm just have to give some producers and make some songs with some bridges on them.
Okay. Okay. Why do you want to bridge so bad?
Once again, when you go back to those R&B records, the best part of the songs was the bridges. Like the songs were good, but when you got to that bridge, Fantasia. When I see something now is taking over me, everybody gonna sing that part loud.
Yeah.
Or Tedman Campbell when he gets to the bridge, like those are the best parts of the song. Everybody joke about Destiny Child, like Michelle, she the bridge singer, but you remember them damn bridges, don't you? You definitely do.
You have a really beautiful voice.
Thank you. I appreciate
so like,
working with it.
do you warm your voice up, or like drink tea and stuff, or like how is we keeping it moist?
I just drank some tea not too long ago, but I don't. I feel like I could be a way better singer had I really just like post college. I was doing vocal lessons because you had to, and then once we were done, we were done.
But
So
it's like they paid for them, did they, or did you pay for them when you?
No, it was a part of my curriculum. So I had to do in undergrad. Even though I wasn't a voice major, I was still a music major. So all music majors had to do either band or choir and do vocal lessons, private one-on-ones.
Damn.
But I mean, I'll do my warm-ups and stuff like that before I go to the studio, before I do a show, but I need to honestly be doing it every day so my voice can be stronger and I can kind of strengthen my falsetto, because I lost that for years and I'm just now kind of getting it back.
How'd you get the falsetto back?
During the pandemic, Brandy album came out, and I want to say Jasmine Sullivan's album came out. She's one of my favorites too. She in my top.
I love me some Jasmine
Sullivan. And they're both runners. They be running around the building and stuff like that. And so just imitation. I think I was singing Brandy's it was off of B7. And I was singing whatever single came out, and then I was singing Pick Up Your Feelings, Jasmine Sullivan, and just trying to sing it in their registers. And so that was forcing me to kind of strengthen the muscles with my falsetto to kind of get that back, because it literally was gone for like almost 7 years. It was crazy.
Damn. Okay, I see it. I feel that. So I guess, okay, I understand that. So that's what I probably need to work on, because yes, it feels like it's gone.
Yeah, like, you just got to strengthen it up. That's all. That muscle got to get used to it. So I'm like, I still struggle a little bit, but my falsetto now compared to me trying to do the same thing a couple years ago, I wouldn't even dare try. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. We gonna write these songs low.
Yeah. Yes, that's all.
I'm gonna stick right here.
What are you talking about? That's it. Take me to Tony Braxton. Shit, I'll be right there. So where do you see yourself in like the next 5 years?
So I've kind of struggled with this as far as music goes, because like we talked about earlier, sometimes you do fall in that hole where it's like, should I even still be doing music because you're not making the money off of it and things like that. But I feel like I've kind of had a sudden change of heart. Maybe it's because I've been on this self-love journey and just kind of talking to myself, kind of getting closer with God and things like that, and just really taking on, trying to figure out life and things like that. And I actually feel like I want to get more music out. I want to finally be making music. I'm making money off of my music within the next 5 years, consistently, to where I'm like, maybe I'm just doing in-house shows around Dallas, but I'm making money off doing these shows. Hopefully writing for some bigger name people. That would be dope. Like, so I've written for indie artists, just haven't written for a major artist, but that would be dope. One of the things I definitely want to do is get a sync license, because that's where the real money is at. That's where the real money. So sync licensing, so basically getting your music on movies and TV shows.
Oh, okay.
So I've technically done that, but it was on a web series and it won an award. But I want to get my song on a big blockbuster or something like that, or a Netflix show. Sure, we can
Right.
start small. Let me get on a Netflix show, a
Right.
BET Plus show.
For sure.
Still gonna get paid for it.
Yeah. For sure. For
So just
sure.
being more
Oh.
hands-on and more successful in the music space.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. For sure. For sure. That's dope. I think that is super dope. Let's see. Do you have any? Okay, so besides the saying one, do you have any other upcoming performances after that one?
Just that one as of now. I'm definitely looking around and open to doing more shows, but I told myself this year I need to be out performing more, even if it's an open mic, and go do an open mic. So I'm definitely going to start sprinkling those into where I'm doing like maybe 1 to 2 open mics a month, just so I'm actively getting out in front of people, working out the nerves and just perfecting my craft, or testing out singles that I haven't released yet to see how people receive it and if they vibe to it before I release it.
For sure. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. And what message do you want your audience to feel, like as they listen to your music?
Um, I want you to I want you to vibe to it because, like I said, all my music, you should be able to just close your eyes and just be sitting down with your drink and just groove into it. That sounds so old, grooving, vibe, vibe into it. But just be like, man, like I can close my eyes without seeing who's on stage and like really take in what he's saying. Like lyrically, I'm you painting the picture. I see everything you're talking about, the melodies. I want them to be like, man, he really went in and worked on the melodies. That falsetto was crisp. I would love somebody to say that. I'm like, thank you. You know, I've really been working on this so hard. It took a minute to get here. But
Thanks.
I just want them to basically take the whole body of work and just be like, man, no, he really is talented. Why isn't he noticed? Like, why isn't he out there? What's the reason? Because you can't say he's not talented.
Right. For sure. Definitely can't say he's not talented. Definitely can't say that. So do you have any song that you're working on real quick? Uh-oh. I take that as a no. That is super weird. All right, guys. Well, we're about to bring our next guest in for sure. I'm about to tell him if he can get back in here. And let's see. All right, guys. Well, while he's figuring this out, because we're about to bring our next guest in, she's waiting in the background. I'm so definitely excited to meet her. She's doing a lot of things. Here we go. Hey, 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 oh, hey. You got a phone call. You can't hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay? So before we get up out of here, tell us what song you're working on next.
So I have a record that I'm trying to see if I want to put out next. But it's a song called "Cry for Me." Double entendre. It's a dope song. Like I feel like this song will kind of put in all the work that I've done over the years. Vocally, it's a fire song. Like the cadences are in the pocket where you're like, yeah, that's it. It kind of has the 90s, early 2000s just swing to it, not sound like it sounds dated. It just has that type of swing to it. And it's a feel good record. Like you're like, man, no, run that back. Like run that back right now. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
And like I can't wait to sing that song live. I thought about putting it in my show, but I'm like, it's not released yet, and I ain't got background vocals, and I don't like if I'm gonna sing it for the first time and it not be released. I want it to be
You gotta.
what's that song? I need that song right now. That's what I want people to do. And I've let people hear it and they're like, yeah, that's the one. So I'm excited about the record. I'm just trying to see if I want to put a feature or not, or if I just want it to be me. So I'm kind of struggling with that part right now. But I plan on possibly trying to release another record end of May, early June.
Okay.
So plan on at least releasing 3 to 4 records this year. I've already released one, so I went on from like 2001 to now without releasing none. So I'm like, nah, you can't take another big break like that. You need to pump these records out. So we gonna put the budget to the side and try to find the money for it. So if y'all want to donate, you can. No, I'm playing.
He said he would have donated. Well, tell everybody where they can find you, just in case they do want to donate.
No, you can find me on all social media platforms at I am Thaddeus J. That's IAMTHADDEUSJ. My music is out on all platforms as well under Thaddeus J. So wherever you listen to music at, you'll be able to find me.
Period. You better hit him up. We can sing. Is you charging for features?
Yeah.
Oh, he charging for features. So
I gotta make some money, but you can talk to me. We can work it out.
Yep, he said. So basically, he's telling y'all he got payment plans.
We can
with the auto direct. You got to set that bank account up to his.
I said, what's $10 every 2 weeks? No,
there ain't no playing $10 every 2 weeks. I need my money.
We can figure something out.
You better have that 10. What you mean? Get right within real quick, cause what?
Right, we can figure it out.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
See him on Wednesday, because tell everybody, well, on the 30th, tell everybody what's going down one more time.
So on the 30th of this month, it's the last Wednesday of the month. Myself, T. Marsh, and DJ Tone Deaf will be at Wine Therapist in Dallas, Texas. So definitely come and check us out. It's free. Once again, it's free, no excuses. So come catch a vibe with us, drink you some wine, drink some for me. I'll drink some after because I'll be officially finished with my fast. So
okay, man, shout out to the fast. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I'll be there too, doing live interviews. So I'm gonna check everybody out. I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna make sure they stick into their words that they saying on these interviews. We're gonna get the part 2 in person. Period. All right.
Participation.
Yeah. We're gonna cheers afterwards with the wine cups.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I will definitely see you on the 30th. And thank you.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, you have a go.
You too. All right, you guys. He was super dope, right? He knew his music. He knew his R&B because he was on it. I'm like, yes, say that again. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Period. Yeah, for sure. And he was about his money. He said he'd do payment plans. Did y'all hear him? $10 every 2 weeks. You better have that. You better have that. All right. Anyways, y'all. So I have a dope special guest up next, period. Because you know I always have dope social guests. But she is super dope. You know what I'm saying? She does her thing. She got that style though. Whenever she sent her portfolio, she had everything in her. I mean, I was just like, oh yeah, she's got it together. The last time I seen somebody have it together like she had it together, it was a radio personality. You know what I'm saying? They was up there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah, she's about her business because I ain't never. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want to see her background, how long she been doing music, you know, because she's about it. So she ain't playing no games with y'all. And I guarantee she ain't charging $10. You know what I'm saying? Every 2 weeks on the features. So, you know what I'm saying? You better get it in while it's getting. All right. Let me welcome in T. Marsh. Hey, welcome.
Yo. Thanks for having me. What's up, Queen?
Not much. How are you? I see you coming in, rocking the shades. I see you, y'all.
Because, I was like, let me put my shades on. I didn't want to be with this light. And then I started looking crazy because the light is in my face. So I was like, let me at least try to do it. And then you just gave me this whole intro telling people that I got it together and I don't know, that's big shoes to fill. So I try to come in giving you that energy that you're used to. So thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so tell me where you're from.
I am originally from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Born and raised in Houston, Texas. I've been in Dallas about 6 years now.
Okay.
But born and raised from Houston.
Why did you move to Dallas?
So when I moved here, I actually moved here with my company at the time. My company was transitioning our corporate office down to Frisco.
Okay.
And so they offered me that I can just say it was a promotion at that time, but also to relocate. And so I came to Dallas ideally just to work, and then kind of got on the scene of music, and now here we are.
Was you doing music in Houston?
So I was, right, but not on this scale. I've always been in church. I've always been a church musician. I've always been directing of somebody's choir, and I did that home. So I was always doing ministry work, I did some shows here and there. Like in 2018, I was blessed enough to be invited to Berlin, Germany, and I did a show out there. And that's really what kind of opened my eyes up to, and also the idea up to doing stuff outside of that, because I never had written anything for myself. I never had actually done any music outside of like covers and stuff like that. So I did
Yeah.
shows here and there, but nothing really. I was more so just a church vessel, if you will.
Uh-huh. That's dope. That's dope. So do you just do gospel music or you do R&B? I think it's R&B, right?
Yeah. So and I'm still heavily involved in church since I
I
moved
mean,
out here to Dallas. I'm a part of a ministry out here, and so I'm still ministering music in the ministry in some form or facet. We actually got church this Sunday, so I'm still sending out songs, rehearsing, giving parts, all of that good stuff. And then I'm blessed enough to also be with a group that supports me and my artistry. So my artistry and my own solo act is obviously R&B. I sing music, I do covers, but I also have original music out. So a little bit of all of it, you know what I mean?
that's dope, that's dope. So how long have you been singing?
All my life, right?
Yeah.
Since I was a little girl, like I said, in church and singing in the choir and the youth choir, then the young adult choir, then over the choir, and then start playing drums. So yeah, I would say at least since the age of 5 or 6,
Yeah.
and I've been singing, and I ain't got tired of it yet.
That's for you. You feel like you're walking in your purpose? You're aligned?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I
Absolutely
just
feel
fit.
like I am walking in my purpose for sure. I know that this is something that God has given me, and so yeah, for sure.
For sure. What do you want to get across through your music? Like, what is your message?
Vulnerability, right? Um, no gimmicks.
Mm,
That's one thing I pride myself on.
yeah.
I don't like gimmicks. And I'm really singing. And when I say that, that's not to be boastful. That's not to be like, oh, I'm the best singer in the world. But I'm really singing. I don't like auto tune. I like to
Right.
really go in there and sing. I like
Yeah.
to really express myself on the record. I would like to get creative. And so I hope that at least that vulnerability, that trueness, that real R&B feel, like the stuff that we grew up on, right? The stuff that we
Yes.
were listening to when we had no business listening to it, when we didn't have a clue as to what they were really talking about. That is what I want people to get across. I want people to get across the authentic me, and I want them to be like, what she's singing, she actually went through that, or she is close to home. It's too close to home because she's singing it with too much passion. So that's what I want people to get.
So do you write? So then you really write your own music? All of
I
it?
write everything. Yeah, all of my songs that are out now were written by yours truly. Whether that being a personal experience or something that I was close enough to be a part of,
Uh-huh.
to where I had an opinion or had a feeling about it. But yeah, everything that is out, that is under T Marsh, is written by me.
Oh, that's dope. So have you always been able to write or?
But no, and that's a great question because to be honest with you, before the pandemic, really, I didn't consider myself a writer, and I say that because I never took the time out to write. It was never anything that I just thought about or just really was like, I'm gonna write my own song. I would
Yeah.
maybe hear melodies and hear harmonies, and I can maybe do some stuff like that and become creative on, just a hitch. But really sitting down and writing, I never done it. And it's not that I don't think I could have. I just don't think that I ever really sat down and just took the moment to say, let me see. During the
Yeah.
pandemic, like most people, we had a lot of time, a lot of free time, right? We were in the house, so we were trying to figure out what to do. And, like other people, I have a talent. So I started looking at different avenues and different ways. And at that time, they had an app that was really, really popular that was called Voisey. And so it was perfect for singers or artists like myself because we could hear beats from different producers, you can collab. And that really was the push and to be like, oh, let me see. So I started writing little, in that time, I thought it was like more so jingles because it was like a little 60-second, you know what I mean? Just in and out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they started going viral. So that's really when I started taking the writing aspect of it seriously and really started seeing that I had a gift there too, not just to sing it, but also to kind of be in the creative process of it and develop what I, wanted to sing.
Uh-huh. So who taught you how to like orchestrate the choir? You went to school for that?
No, not at all. I went to school and I was in band. So I'm a music head and I've always been in music. I
Uh-huh.
play drums, like I mentioned earlier. I play drums still to this day. I'm a drummer. So
Yeah.
I've always been in music. In
Uh-huh.
school, I was a drummer. I was in D line. I was ahead of the D line. I was actually drum captain my sophomore and excuse me, not my sophomore, my junior and my junior and my senior year, I was a drum captain. So I've always been in the mix of music. I've always been in the mix of just hearing stuff and vibing out. And again, I've always been in church choirs. I've always been in church and always been a part of like the music ministry, if you will. So I think it was just learning, right? Being interested, being a singer, having a passion for singing, and being around the choirs, being around the churches, you pick up on a lot of things. You are influenced by a lot of things. You're influenced by other musicians. You're influenced by the directors. As a little girl, I remember my director being like, "Watch me and keep your eyes on me and teach your parts." And I remember those things. So when I came of age, it wasn't hard to kind of mimic it, but do it in my own way, because it's something I had always been a part of and I've always been around. So
that's dope. It's rare that you hear that. Well, I haven't. I've done a lot of interviews. I've been doing these for 3 years now. And it's like, I've never met anybody that's like, they do the singing or they harmonize, but you never heard like, I directed. Like, I think that is so
cool. Listen, I will direct that thing in a minute. To be honest with you, come to one of my shows and you let me feel good, I start directing the crowd. Like, it'll turn into a Baptist thing real quick. We gonna all make one big sound. So now I love the fellowship, and I think that again, being in the church and being brought up and raised in that and being involved in it, some of those, traits and characteristics kind of follow you. And it really doesn't matter what stage you can kind of adjust and adapt, right? Connect to the different audiences and connect to the different crowds and be able to get them engaged, whether that's being, come on, put your hands up and give God some praise, or come on up here, y'all, let's vibe, it's Friday night, let's get to it type of thing. So,
do you think do you think that while being in the church, you think you ever want to like be a teacher, like a pastor?
Absolutely not. A teacher or a pastor? No. Now let me say that with my eyes, with my human eyes and my human thinking, I say no, right? But I am absolutely a believer in God. I know that His power is real. So that's not to say that He won't one day put that in my mouth, right? To say, and once He tell you to do something, you have to do it. So I think that I haven't received that calling. Absolutely not. I have not received that calling. Now, do I think I have a gift and an anointing and a position in church? Absolutely, because I've always been able to be in that. But I do not want the cross to carry.
A talking voice, like a voice, like a voice.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I just hang around them, but I don't want none of that. I promise you, I ain't trying to give you none of the words. But listen, if you let me, I'll clown around long enough, and you'll probably hear some stuff. But like I said, I'm around the church, and I'm still a part of the church. I'm Baptist by nature, so I'll never go anywhere I can't take God with me. But I don't want to bring the word. Let me say it like that. I can give you a word, but don't put me on program to bring the word, because I'm not gonna do that. I'll sing before the pastor get up, but there's a place.
I felt that. I highly felt that. For sure. What's your motivation? Because I'm saying, in this industry and in this entertainment world, shit, it ain't always rainbow.
No, absolutely not. It's ugly. It gets really, really ugly, and it gets disappointing, right? It can be
everything
discouraging, all of those things. But my motivation, I would say, and to be honest with you, I say maybe in the last year and a half, I probably have faced maybe my most, my heaviest challenges, if that makes sense. Because when I first started out with music and I've done different interviews and people ask me, have you ever thought about stopping? Have you thought about quitting? And my answer was always, nah, I love it too much. I ain't got to that point. But in this last year and a half, let me tell you something, I've been tested and I've been tried in ways that have really made me want to say, forget it all. But the motivation is really, to be honest with you, getting up every day. And then it always seems like, they have the saying, they say that God always have a ram in the bush. And I absolutely believe that in any aspect of my life, because there's been times when I am discouraged and I am feeling like, all right, I'm going to just chill. They ain't rocking with it. They ain't rocking with me. The popularity is going down, the engagement, people, people are fickle, things of that nature. So we, as artists, we all get to that point. And I think the most motivation for me is people that don't know me, that will literally come to me in those moments, and God will use them to be like, yo, you are so dope. I listen to you. I'm watching you. I'm studying you. And I'm just looking at them like, you have no idea where I was mentally in that space. So the people and the love that I get is one motivation, but then I have a passion for it. I genuinely love to sing. I genuinely love to be on a stage and with a mic in my hand with my band, or even without my. But I love to be in my own element. It is literally heaven on earth for me. And the motivation is leaving a legacy, something for my nephews, something for my family to look back on and be like, dang, she really did that. Like, She really did that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to have that story too. Like, I'm just a girl from a small town, big town, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm just a girl from Houston, and I love to sing. So I want to have that too, to be like, dang, like, you know, you really did that because you wanted it.
Right. Facts. Tiffany says beautiful spirit. For sure. I definitely agree.
Somebody in the comments, you said?
Yeah, I said you have a beautiful spirit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say, somebody named Tiffany?
Yeah, Tiffany Flores.
Okay, what's up, Tiffany? What up, twin? That's my name.
For real?
Yeah, Tiffany's my first name.
Oh, okay, yeah, twin.
I don't necessarily advertise that because then people be like, yeah, y'all give it up for Tiffany. And I'd be like, hold on, T1. But no, my name is Tiffany. My first name is Tiffany. So shout out to you, Tiff.
Yeah, for sure. Who was your inspiration when it came to music?
Inspiration, right? When it comes to music, of course, the church, right? So anything churchy, because I believe we all get our roots from there, especially if you come from the church. But musically, on an aspect of like R&B and stuff, I really like music that will, how the old people say, put something on your mind, that really make you think on some stuff.
Yes.
I am a huge fan of Tank. I really love his writing abilities as well as just his artistry as a musician to be able to convey the words and make you feel them. Anybody with a tone. I'm a Jasmine Sullivan fan. I am a Sam Smith fan.
Me too. Okay, you nailing it right.
I'm a Sam Smith fan. I like the old groups. There used to be a group called Solo back in the day. I love groups, you know what I mean? And then my girl sings. I'm a huge fan of hers, Taylor Vaughn. Y'all check her out too. I love music. So
who did you say the last person?
Taylor Vaughn. Y'all check her out. She's an artist as well. She sings. She's an R&B singer.
I gotta look at her.
Yeah, you gotta have her on.
You and Thaddeus, when I just that's his name. Y'all had the same people except for Sam Smith. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all friends?
You gotta have a Tank, especially if you sing R&B. You gotta have some Tank in there.
What song
can I say that really be doing?
That was it. I can't. Why do I can't think of? I don't think I really like Tank.
You don't?
I'm trying to figure out what song he sings. That it's just like,
oh, come on. I know you like the Tank, so you gotta love the Tanks. You gotta have the TGT when they were a part of something, when they were doing something. Man, the old school acts, the Anita Bakers, the Shaka Khan, the Whitney Houston. Let me stop right there.
No,
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Let's stop right there. Let's start and stop right there. Whitney Houston. That's just it.
That's it. I love her.
Whitney. That's what I want to say. Whitney.
R.I.P. I wish you
my bad. What am I thinking about?
That's my favorite of all time.
That's listen.
I love her. All her CDs. I had all of them.
The lady was just, she was, and she will always be that. And that's just from the grave, on top of the grave, however you want to put it. I'm sorry, Sue.
I love her. Fuck you, Bobby.
Yeah. Not Bobby.
And so when it comes to you said when you get on stage you're just performing. When were you ever nervous? Like, when did you overcome your fears of performing?
You know what? There's moments where I am anxious, but I don't think I'm ever really nervous. And that's even been like some of the bigger stages, because I've done Pride before in Los Angeles. I even opened up for Lil Kim 2 years ago. I just recently opened up for LaToya Luckett. I've done things where people will be like, you be a little shy, but to be honest with you, and I promise you, I swear to y'all, anybody listening to this now or will listen to this, I promise you, when I tell you this is no arrogance in it, I truly believe in the gift that God has given me. I truly believe in the ability that God has given me when I'm on that stage. So I don't per se feel like I get nervous. I really just get anxious and I get excited. Like I get jittery, like I'm ready to start. Like I'm ready to get going. Because once I'm going, I'm in a whole different element. I don't see nobody. I don't hear nothing other than what's going on behind me. I'm literally in my zone. So nervous, or I don't say I get nervous, but I anticipate it and I get anxious. Absolutely. Almost to the point where sometimes I can have some anxiety, but it's never a nervous feeling because I'm always just ready. Like, in a sense, even if I'm not ready, if that makes sense, I'm just ready to get on there and let's get it done.
So was this this always, because you started like at 5 and 6. So even when you was that young, you was always like, I'm just ready.
No, I wouldn't say that, because obviously, being a young kid and doing solos in church, we all have our nervousness, right? But as far as me becoming my own artist, And even before, like even when I went to Berlin, Germany, I think I wasn't nervous then. The only thing I was a little bit I was anxious because I wanted to know how they were going to receive it and how they were going to respond to it.
What was
But
it
I
over there?
wasn't nervous because I knew if anything, I was going to get on the stage and do what I came to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
It was
So,
it weird over there? Like, were you like? Did they
you
speak
know what?
English? They understand the
It was
music?
such
They
a
understand the language?
vibe. It's such a vibe. They love R&B music and they love black people, right?
They
They
do.
love it. So they were soaking it up. I literally walked in and was just like, "Oh no, this a club now. Y'all vibing out." Like
What?
they when I tell you they was just soaking it in, and I think that even gave me more of the push. So even before I got up there, I was just like, "Oh, these my people. Like, put me up here." Like, in fact, I met a lady that was there while I was in Berlin, Germany. She came up to me after I got through singing. She was like, "Black girl." She was like, "Girl, where's you from?" And when she started talking, I was like, "Where you from?" She was like, "I'm from Third Ward, Houston, Texas." I was like, "Shut your mouth, I'm from Houston." The crazy thing is, and I can't even remember her name, and I need to get better with that. I'm gonna look her up. The lady who I was talking to was actually a Whitney Houston stunt double.
What?
She's done plays in New York on Broadway, and she was Whitney Houston's stunt double. So when she was talking to me, I was looking at her like, "You asked me about me? Who is you?" She got up there and sung and everything. So when I tell you it was such a vibe, and I felt at home, and I felt comfortable, like I really did. Like I can't wait to get back. I felt comfortable, but
How long were you out there
it was
for?
such a good feeling.
How long were you out there?
I was out there for a week. Yeah, for a week.
Yeah, you was long.
Yeah, I did that, and then I did a wedding while I was out there. So that was really
Did you
why
know
I got invited.
I was just going to ask you. I was just going to ask you that. That's dope. That's fucking dope. So that made you stay longer because you got booked for the wedding? Or you was already like,
yeah, because we were just like at that time, we're like, well, we in the city, we knew that they did stuff. We were looking and doing research, and then the people who I was going with at that time, they were looking at all the things music, and so we were just like, we're gonna play it. And the people who I was connected to, they were connected to the right people. So once they knew I was coming down for the wedding, they sent video and content over to the other people, and they was like, we want her at the club. So it just worked out.
Oh, that's dope. That is fucking dope.
It worked out. God is
so
awesome,
is there a lot
man.
of black people out there, or is it just all kind of races in Germany?
You know what? I put this on everything. It really is. Germany got a ghetto, like on my mama. Like they sell fried chicken out there. Like they got the beauty supply store with wigs. On my soul. Like I don't know what y'all thinking this is. It would not. And I ain't gonna say y'all. It was me thinking I was just to walk into something completely just different from home.
Yes.
Nah.
That's what I'm
They got
asking.
KFC. They got Popeyes. They got TJ Maxx.
What?
They got all of that. They got all of that. They out there living. Like what them people be saying on TikTok when they be like, get out of the US, they not lying. Like they not lying. It's really life out there. Like so they had everything that we had and maybe better. Literally everything. And the only thing that talks out there is money. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what you like. They don't care who you lay down. They care about can you pay for it? That's it.
So can we pick up and just move out there if we got a passport? Can we just go out there? How do we just move there if we wanted to?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people now, like on TikTok, talking about they moving to like Thailand and they moving to all of these other places. I'm pretty sure you can. I do feel like you need American dollars, but I feel like you can absolutely move. I feel like, but you need an American income in order to, to sustain that because I just don't know if unless you're going with some corporation that's based in there having different, locations. I don't know if the economy or the pay would be the same where you can, manage and kind of have that lifestyle that we see online, but you can absolutely get up and move to another country.
That was smart. You damn right. Because you're gonna get out there and be like, what?
You're gonna get out there and be like, yeah, I did this for a couple of months, but that money gonna get to running low. So unless you got a consistent source coming in, them people gonna be like, hey,
it's time for you to go.
We ain't got no welfare over here, baby. You gotta
they don't?
I don't know. I'm just talking. That probably is a US thing. We just so damn ghetto over here.
Yeah,
it's probably us. It's a ghetto thing. It's us. I know it is. It's us. We the only ones over here with food stamps because other countries feed their people. So
facts, and they give them their medicine and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's only us with that foolishness. Yeah.
What? Who are your top three? Oh, you told me that one. So, what does R&B mean to you personally?
R&B means to me personally. R&B is like love, right? Or at least what we say love should be, because love should be something that you can feel. And I feel like R&B is that. R&B should be something that you can feel, but you can also relate to it. It relates to you, right? So sometimes I hear music, and sometimes I think that we all do, right? We'll hear songs and be like, damn, they know my story. It talk about mine, because it's
Let me
just
play that day.
it should speak. It should absolutely talk to you. It's almost like a preacher, like on your street, telling your story. And you're like, God, damn, like what is going on? That is what R&B is to me. But it also feels good. It's not just the sad stuff. It feels good. It's happy moments. It is joyous moments. It's moments where you feel like I am in total bliss right now with this person. I'm in total bliss with this feeling. Because it's not always just about people. Sometimes you could just talk about the feeling of just joy. So I think that R&B to me is just true meaning. It's a movement, but it's something. It's a sound that creates emotion and effects. Right? It's a cause and effect type of thing.
You explain that like super, super well. Yeah, that's perfect. And how do you feel like R&B has evolved over the years? Evolved.
You know, music in general has evolved over the years, right? We're so into trends and gimmicks. So I don't think that a lot of artists are being true to themselves, right? I think that we're all searching, and we're all chasing that dream. And sometimes, and I'm pretty sure it can look great, especially when you've been chasing it for a long time, and then you get a record label or a distribution company that comes and say, hey, we want to support you. We want to do this. It's easy to be like, well, okay, I'll try it, because I've been trying this, and I've been trying to do this for so long, and this is finally my opportunity. But I feel like music, and especially R&B, because we have such an expectation for it. Like rap is rap, that's just what it is, right? But there's such a high expectation when it comes to R&B music. And I feel like now we've gotten so far away from it. But then there is, a handful of artists and a nice group at that are still true to it, that still believe in music that means something. They still believe in music videos that actually have a meaning that coincides with the actual song. Like it goes together. It makes sense. I don't want to see something and then I'm listening to something, but I'm visually seeing something completely different. It's telling a different story. So I think that it has gone far, but I feel like there are still some artists that really care about it and are still tugging at it and still pulling at it. But we are definitely in the age of fad. We are definitely in the age of trend, to where what's hot, what do they feel like, what the masses is going to listen to versus what feels good to me and what I want to put out.
Right. So would you ever like sign with a label, or you want to stay independent?
Terms were right, I don't think that I'm in a hurry or in a rush. I think if anything, I would be more excited about maybe a distribution deal, like I mentioned, where they're, doing that portion of it. But to be honest with you, and I don't know a lot, right? I haven't done half of the things that I really want to do, or haven't touched the surface that I would love to touch. But even in this independent space, I've done really well in the independent space without a label. And I feel like any artist can do that, and you can really see your money. You can see, your value come back to you, and you're not, getting a piece of it or a chunk of it. So do I, wish to say independent? Absolutely. I think that independent is a great thing, with the support of people, right? With the support of listeners that'll stream you, that'll book you, that'll get your information out, all of that type of stuff. But is there a huge benefit in having that backing? Absolutely. Like anything else, like two is better than one income. The same thing, applies when it comes to the industry. I think that it's just a tricky thing, because we hear so many stories. We also experience so many things on our level. So it discourages you, from even wanting to get to that level, because you like, if I got to deal with this here, I damn sure don't want to deal with it on that level. And I'm not as PR trained to keep my mouth shut or say, yeah, I'm gonna do it, because I'll be the type of person that they wouldn't like in the label, because I'd be like, I'm not doing it. I'm not singing. It's whack. I don't want to sing it. I want to sing this. Or I don't want to change this. This is who I am. This is what brought y'all to me, or this is what interests you. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a relationship. Like, you got to do the same things to keep me. I'm gonna stay the same because that's what you wanted, right? Like, don't get me now. You want me to be somebody totally different. Like, that ain't who you fell in love with. You feel what I'm saying? And we gonna evolve, but I'm not a blind white woman, and that's just what that is. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be this. You see what I'm saying?
No, for sure. So what? So the best era. What's your favorite era of R&B?
My favorite who?
Era. Like your favorite.
Oh,
song?
90s. The 90s, man. 90s, but you know what? The thousands, the 2000s had shit on lock though. So to be honest with you, give me in them 90s, but them 2000s, when the 106 in Park was out,
yes,
when the Millennium Tour was really the Millennium Tour.
You
Let me
right.
tell you something. When Destiny's Child was Destiny's Child,
Man,
when the writings was on that wall,
that shit was lit. Yes.
When Monica was saying, "I'm trying to make things right,"
man, that was my shit. Yes,
I'm just saying that was the time to be alive because that's when people when you went to the club and people was actually dancing. That's the era.
Yeah. That's we're not gonna get that back. You think we're ever gonna get that back?
I feel like the DJs are trying to bring it back. Like, I don't know if you've seen like the different pop-up events where they doing like the R&B in the park, the R&B only. They doing the parties where it's just straight hits, it's jams. You have no choice but to dance. You ain't got no choice but to get your ass on the dance floor and dance. Like, I can understand when the vibe is mixed, so you go from playing some Future, you go from all of that, and then you talk about some R&B. It kind of gives you them different vibes. But when you talk about R&B only, I do feel like there is a market and they are trying to bring it back. It may not be as broad and as mainstream, but there are spaces where you can go where people really just want to hear music and they just want to vibe. They don't want to sit on the wall. They don't want to stand. They don't want to be in their phone. They genuinely want to go out and have a good time and then be like, I ain't even get no content. I ain't even get no videos. I ain't get no pictures because I was vibing.
Too much fun.
I was vibing. I didn't even look at my phone until I left.
Yep. And that's how you know when you really had a good motherfucking time.
Man, if I ain't look at my phone, you better come check on me, okay? Because I done had too much fun. I done had fun, okay? I had fun. And that's I had good fun. I'm just saying, if I ain't look at it, some stuff went down. It was a good time. It was a good time for me. It was a good time.
Stuff went down.
Nah, for real.
So what inspires your writing process? Your songwriting process?
Yeah, so real life, right? I think that at least the music that I've been a part of and the things that I've put out have all been things that I've experienced. So vulnerability and just being able to be honest in situations. And the crazy thing is, I will say this. I got some songs that I put out a couple years ago that have now kind of resurfaced, and in like my current relationship, one time my girl was like, this song is about you. And it's not from the other person's perspective. You said that, and that's literally you right now. And at first I was offended by it because I'm just like, how dare you? Number one. But then it's the truth. It's the reality, right? So I think that we write things from, like I said, a vulnerability, and then you're able to see the mirror from both sides, whether you're seeing it from that perspective at that point in time, or you'll see some things from yourself from later on. So really my experiences and the things that I've witnessed, love, heartbreak, happiness, all of that has been things that I'll be inspired by.
So do they have to life has to happen for you to be like, I'm gonna write, or like, can you just get up and be like, I'm gonna sit here and write?
You know what? That is a great question, and something that at one point in time I have struggled with, and maybe even sometimes that it still kind of comes back, because I think like any artist or any author, whether you writing rap, whatever the case is, you are heavily influenced by something that is happening right then and there, because we in it. Your mind is there, your feelings are there, your emotions are there. It's on you. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost like I gotta get it out. This is my diary. You ain't listening to this song. I'm supposed to put it in this song. I'm gonna put it all in this song. You feel what I'm saying? And then there are cases where everything is good, everything is straight. So it's harder to tap into those emotions of being, I felt jaded, I felt da 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 da. It's not to say that you can't, because you remember a time when you once felt like that. But I do feel like it's easier and it's more relatable when you are feeling those moments. And perhaps I feel like that's also a curse as artists, especially singers that talk about heartbreaks, because just like the Keisha Coles, right? When you do that, and that is kind of like your body of work, people expect that. So then when you start talking about something else, like, I'm happy, I want to talk about this relationship, it's like, nah, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear why this nigga don't deserve my phone call and what, you know what I mean? So it can be difficult, but I do feel like there are also times where I can just be in a creative space, and if I lock myself in to do it, I can absolutely do it. Like my album Triggers, I literally locked myself up in a room. I didn't come out other than to eat and do what I need to do, but I literally locked myself out and I took myself and I disconnected from everything. And I said for 3 days, and then you ain't gonna come out of this room until you get this album done. And that's exactly what I did.
It was 3 days.
Now, granted, at that time, I also had some of those same things going on, but I absolutely buckled down and said, we're gonna get this done. And not everything was influenced by what I had going on. Some things was just because I'm in a writing spirit, I'm in a creative space.
Damn, so 3 days in a room.
Three. And I'm talking about 3 days of writing them and recording them, because anytime I write something, I'll record it myself so I can have like a draft. So that way, when I get into the studio, I'm not wasting no time. I know exactly what I want to do here. I know what I want to do there. I know the stacks I want to do. I already know the ad-libs because I already recorded. I listened to it a million times. And now I'm coming in here to do it professionally. I want to do it on the good equipment type stuff. So 3 days, I actually wrote them, sung them, critiqued them, and then was like, all right, let me book some studio time.
So how long did it take you to write the songs to begin with? Like before we even got to the studio part?
You know, a good song, one that I'm really talking my ish on, if I'm really in my feelings, it ain't gonna take that long. It is not gonna take that long. It can, you know, especially if the flow is already there, maybe an hour or two, 2 hours, 3 hours. It just really all depends, because I'll write and then I'll go back and listen to it and then sing it, and I'll maybe change the cadence of it. But it doesn't take that long. I think it's more so of once I find a beat that I like, or the actual track that I like, it really doesn't take me long to write to it. Because once I'm locked in with the beat, I didn't already at that point, the idea started coming.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Now, when you record, are you recording like on your phone? You know, like doing the...
No. So I have some studio equipment. So I have some recording equipment that I'll do for myself. For, like I said, doing drafts or reference tracks. So I'll do it here, like at home with microphones. And I have a mic set up right here. Mixers, all of that stuff. Because keep in mind, again, I'm a musician. I play drums. So I got tons of equipment. I got drum sets, keyboards, all of that stuff. So I'll record it like on my Mac using Pro Tools or one of those. And then I'll go and get with my actual engineer and let them professionally record, do all the mixing and all that stuff like that.
Oh, that's dope. Okay. So what's your favorite love song of all times?
Favorite love song of all times. Jeez. Man, that's hard. Favorite love song of all times.
You got a lot.
Yes, I absolutely have a lot. I feel like I can go down Tank's whole catalog. I can go down Beyonce's catalog. I can go down the Jasmine's catalog, the Sam Smith. I Can't Make You Love Me is a great. I love that. I sing I Have Nothing sometimes in my set, Whitney. So I love that.
I love that.
My song, Good Vibe, T. Martin. That's what my favorite artist song, love song is.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
My song.
How do you approach creating a perfect R&B
vibe? Creating that R&B vibe, a perfect R&B vibe. Let's say just even like my shows on live, right? And when I'm doing something at a venue, I just want to, like I said, be authentic, right? So if you be authentic, people can feel that, they can read that. They can also vibe with you and they connect with you and engage with you because they feel like you're approachable. You're relatable, right? So for me, curating that vibe or that perfect R&B vibe, if you will, is really about that feeling. Getting that feeling and then also being able to see like the validation on people's faces or hearing them vibe to it or being like, dang, you really did that or something like that. Like for me, that's the perfect R&B vibe. But also, like I said, paying attention to what your audience wants to hear. You got to cater to your audience. So that perfect R&B vibe may not be one of my favorite songs, but it's a crowd favorite. So we gonna rock it and we gonna go with it.
Yeah. So how do you know that what your crowd wants? Like you can just, that fits it. Like you can chill by when you walk in and you see your crowd, or is it off other people's music?
So really, like as far as the places that I do shows at now, I'm pretty much a regular there, so I know what the energy is going to be. But there are cases where I'm, going into places, totally brand new, or, you know, not know exactly what the vibe is, and you adjust, you adapt, right? So I do one venue out in Plano, the McCall Plaza, and that one is more of a mixed crowd. So we'll do like all of those. We'll do some country, we'll do some R&B, we'll do some pop, we'll do all of that. But it's also, like I said, you paying attention and kind of being in tune with your crowd. I'm gonna always come in prepared with my own set list and, you know what I want to do. But then we have ways to adjust and kind of see if, if they rocking out with it. If it's older, we're gonna do some of our older stuff. If they're a younger crowd, we're gonna do some of the younger stuff. And, if it's a mix, we're gonna do in between. We're gonna keep on going back and forth so we can keep you on your feet. So it's really about just, like I said, paying attention, kind of taking their energy, if they vibing out with it, and going from there.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. How do you, what emotions do you aim to evoke through your music?
The emotions, so pain, right? That real, the vulnerability, like every emotion that you can have, right? The excitement, anything that I'm singing about, whether I'm singing about love, if I'm singing about sex, I want you to feel that with your partner. I want you to feel that feeling what I'm talking about when I'm singing. If we're talking about a good vibe, I want you to actually feel and actually be able to follow along with the picture that I'm trying to paint with the words. So in your mind, just like reading a book, right? It's to the artist or to the reader's discretion, or to the interpretation, rather, shall I say. And I want that to be the same story that we kind of get. Now, we may have different details within it, but I want you to be able to get the gist of it to say, now, this is the vibe that they were creating, this is the vibe that they have. But I want you to also feel that emotion. So if we came out of that and it was a heavy thing, I want you gonna feel it because it was a heavy thing. It was maybe one of those pick your brain moments, or make you sit on on something and maybe think about some previous relationship or whatever the case is, where you feel like I could have done better, or maybe I could have walked away sooner, or maybe you probably are doing this thing and it is a cycle. Whatever the case is, I want you to actually hear the words and feel the emotion that is associated to that feeling and to that memory that you have.
You want to send me some music?
Nah, I ain't gonna send you no music.
For sure. So I can hear you. No, like after here, like after we get off, like a link or something.
Yeah.
So I'll see you live though on the 30th. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I definitely got to hear, because what? I know it's beautiful.
We gonna vibe.
How do you stay true to R&B in a challenging music industry? Like true to yourself and not trying to switch up, because everybody's
So just what you said, right? Staying true to yourself. And you'll know. I feel like it kind of shows when an artist, and even if it's a person, let's take artistry out of it. Like, when we were in school, you were in college, and they said, write a paper. It was more beneficial for the professor to say, write something of your topic of your choosing, because it's going to be something that interests you, right? You're going to put your best foot forward. You're going to actually put your attention and your time to detail in it, versus me telling you something that it may not even be interested in, but you're going to get enough so you can get by. Same thing. I would never want to be an artist that is in that position where I'm doing something and I don't necessarily fully like it, or I don't believe in it. And there's a difference even with liking and believing something, because you can not necessarily like a song all the way and just be like, it just ain't my vibe, but I still believe in it. I still believe in the message. So therefore, if I believe in it, I'm still able to at least convey it in my way, right? I'm still able to put some passion behind it. So staying true to myself and staying true to those things that I believe in. Even if it's something that I don't necessarily immediately catch on to, but if it's something I can stand behind and get with, then I'm gonna try.
Right. Okay. For sure. What do you think? So, what separates R&B from other genres, in your opinion?
The vibe and the feel of it, right? Because it has a certain smoothness to R&B that. It can be there in other genres, like the jazz has its level of smoothness, but it also has a level of tact in jazz, because there's a whole bunch of accents, there's a whole bunch of ba-ba-bas and all of that. And it's cool, right? It's groovy, but I feel like R&B has a sense of intimacy that other genres don't have. And again, that's not to say that they don't have their own level of it, but I just feel like it really speaks and it really stands out in R&B. That softness, that intimacy part of it. Even if it's an up-tempo song, there can be intimacy within it. There's a certain feel, there's a certain melody that you're gonna get in, a certain vibe that you get with R&B music that just makes it feel good. It just literally makes you feel good. You feel what you're singing or what you're listening to.
Okay, for sure. You're definitely right about that. So when it comes to who's an underrated, when it comes to somebody being underrated, who's an R&B artist that you think the world should know about?
Me.
I knew you were going to say this.
Question. Why you ask me that? What do you mean?
I knew you were going to say this.
Okay,
Okay, yeah,
sounds
yeah.
biased as hell. Now you got me sounding crazy, and these people gonna be like, "She arrogant as hell." I promise y'all, I'm not. I love everybody. I love everybody's music.
You're supposed
but
to.
I absolutely feel like there is most independent artists are the most underrated artists, right? You go into the Freeman, you go into the Alley Music House, you look around Dallas, you got so many underrated artists, and I feel like we got the wrong things that are on the radio. And it's not to say they're not good. It's just personal, preference. But underrated artists, I don't know, who's not getting their flowers like they should. I don't know. Who can I say outside of myself? I don't know, because I feel like the artists that are really out here popping, they really doing something. Like, the Glorillaz is out here really going crazy. Oh, I'll give you one. Blast. He's an artist. And I may not even be saying his name the right way or saying it the right way, but I think that is his name, Blast. The one that says, "When I think of you," him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Blast is so freaking underrated for his writing and just vibe abilities, man. Like, that man is just crazy. But I don't know how you would consider him, because he also does a little bit of rapping and dibbling in that. So I don't know if he considers it as an R&B artist. But he is absolutely dope, man. He is absolutely dope. Sean Millie, which is one of the guys who just came to the Alley Music House, but he's pretty big and has a nice following. But I think that he's also underrated because he's one of those cats that is really bringing true R&B back, so.
Do you study your craft?
I like to think I do. I know that there's always room for improvement for everything. So there's some places that I can absolutely improve on, including prior to my show and preparation, because sometimes as an artist I get so busy, or just in general I get so busy, and then be forgetting words or forgetting what's on the set list or whatever like that, and then have to kind of scramble. But I absolutely try to study my craft. I go back and I critique anything that I do, anything that's out of mine. I'm going to listen to it 50 million times before y'all hear it. And even after it's out, I'm going to listen to it because I want to know exactly something that I could have done better and that I should have done better. So, absolutely.
So are you your hardest critic, you think?
Oh, for sure. For sure. For sure. There can be times where people come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, you sounded amazing." And I'm looking at them like, if you don't get out of my face, because I know that tonight was not a good night for me. But, to them, it sounds great. So absolutely, I'm my worst critic. I think that we all are, because you know your ability, and then you also know your vision. So when things don't go exactly what you want it to be, slightly change, you're always just in your head. And I'm a Virgo, so I am an overthinker. I am a
When's your birthday?
Overanalyze it by default. Okay.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is September the 8th.
Mine's the 19th.
Of September?
Yes.
Come on, Virgo.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo. I knew it. I was sitting here like,
get it. Okay. So now we absolutely connected for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I love that.
Thanks. Yes. So how do you keep your blend modern classic R&B sound, and then how do you blend modern and classic R&B in your sound?
Modern and classic. I think there's a way, right, to kind of still give that old school vibe and feel, but then have a new sound, right? Mm-hmm. Have a new attack, have a new way of getting it and doing it. So, granted, like for example, like the Silk Sonic, right, with the Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah.
They took something that is not necessarily popular anymore, but they brought a sound back that everybody was just like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a way. I feel like you just kind of have to be strategic about it. But then you also got to be confident about it, because you got to come out the gate swinging like, hey, this is why you need to be rocking with this. So
facts. Yeah. Who would you want to collab with if you could collab with anybody?
If I could collab, I'd love to do, of course, I'd love to do something with Tank. And he and I have talked multiple times. It's so crazy. He and I have talked in DMs multiple times. Yes, multiple times in DMs. He and I have chopped it up. He's commented on a couple of my videos. And I've seen him in person. He and I have chopped it up. But we have not worked, and I would love to work with him because, I just think that he's dope. I would love to work with Rico Love. You remember the producer Rico Love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to work with him. I would love to work with The Dream.
Yes.
I would love to work with The Dream. And I say that because I know that people are like, these ain't singing, they not singing now. But let me tell you something, they writing abilities and producing abilities.
It's sick.
I would love to work with T-Pain. Why you playing? T-Pain is not to be played with when you talking about bringing out some creativity and some music. It's so many people that I would love to work with, man. I just put me in the room, okay? Just put me in the room. I just want to be a part of the number, even if I could just soak up something. Just put me in the room. That's it. I ain't tripping.
I just want to be a part of the number. Why do Virgos have such good slang like words, like crafty words?
Because we just want to be a part of the number. We just want to be in the mix. Like, we ain't trying to do too much. We ain't trying to bother nobody. We don't want nobody to bother us. We just trying to be in the room, and that's it. We just trying to vibe out and bring some energy. The energy that you give us, we're gonna bring it right back. That's a true statement.
Yes, just like that. If you get the energy,
whatever you give me, you're gonna get it back. But you just may get it back 10 times fold. Now, don't get mad at me.
So don't get mad when I don't stop.
You started this shit.
What you talking about? And you gonna learn. Don't you ever do this again?
Okay, and you gonna know it today.
Look, I'm here to play. Now, what do you see your R&B legacy in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, hopefully doing some state-to-state touring. I've been a couple different places, but I would love to have something more solidified, like a 10-city tour. I would love to see me and my band on some other stages somewhere in California. I would love to get in New York to do something out there. I love to be given some type of writer's credit from even a national artist, and that's not my thing as far as trying to be a writer, a ghostwriter. But I would love to even be in the room and have some type of credit to where it gets me closer to my dream, if not already on the stage myself, right? But I would absolutely love to be further in my music. I would absolutely love to be further in my craft, to be on other venues, stages that I've never dreamed of or imagined. Hell, put me at the Grammys. I'm trying to get my speech. I told y'all. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good night.
So, thank you. God bless you. Have a good night. So, what do you think separates you from like other artists? Like, cause you didn't just start, but you just kind of, you know what I'm saying? But you're like doing a lot of things that people ain't even getting to in 10 years type shit. Like they still in the same shit.
Hey, nobody but God. I ain't gonna hold you. It ain't me, baby. It is not me. It is nobody but God. Okay, God is good, and let me tell you something. When He already said it, that's just what that is. Because there's been times, like I said, I've been discouraged, and I didn't think it was gonna be. But when He already ordained something, that's just what that is. And I'm just the vessel. I'm just here, and so every opportunity, I'm like, Lord, thank you. So. I don't think it makes me any different. I just think that it's the time in which, God has me in, and if He sees fit that right now is my time, then that's what I'm doing. But there will come a day where people be like, who? You know what I mean? And right now they just know who I am. So I'm just appreciative of the moment, and I try to take full advantage of it. I try to keep my name ringing. I try to give the most that I have. Every show that I have, I'm literally gonna leave it course, probably, because I done gave everything I have on that stage. And I'm probably sweating. I'm probably all of that because I done literally gave you all that I have. There's nothing left in this tank. So
for sure. That's dope. How do you prepare for the studio versus like the stage?
Studio versus the stage, I think they kind of going the same. Now, studio, it might be a little bit more intensive because you're trying to get some stuff that you probably wouldn't normally do live. Because live, you can always adjust some things and and make sure that you're good there and bring something down and key wise, whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
Studio, I think that the preparation there is kind of just having that vocal control. So oftentimes when I know that I want to record something, I'll go on vocal rest. I ain't singing nothing. I don't want to do nothing because I'm preparing for what I need to get out. Because again, I'm the type of person, I don't like to do auto tune. I don't like none of that. Like, I'm in the studio, let me sing. Let me get it. I'm going to do it 50 million times until I get it right. And I don't need nobody to tell me. I'm going to stop you myself and be like, nah, let me run that back. So rest, taking care of your voice. I've started on some different remedies. I'm always drinking tea. I'm a tea drinker. Like, I literally buy honey by the boat freaking low. And let me tell you something about honey. Speaking of, that shit is expensive as hell. And I don't know what they doing right now. I blame the Trump administration for everything. But honey then went from $20 to almost $40 a bottle. It's crazy. Especially if you get the good honey. If you get that Nature's Nate, you might as well go and come off that bill because you're going to spend some money. But I drink a lot of tea. I take a lot of herbal drops, like vocal drops. And then just like I said, preparation, you know, trying to sleep as much as I can, trying to be quiet as much as I can when I can, because for the most part, I always have a show here and there. But, you know, there's some things that you can do to prepare. And especially like I said, the studio, you'll kind of go and hide, and if you will, and maybe not have as many shows. So that way you can really be rested up. You can be focused. You can have everything that you need, and you'll be able to hit those notes that you need to hit.
Pinky said wellness. Yes, for sure, for sure. That's
working
dope.
out, all of that, working on your stamina and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
that's all goes into it. And that's one thing I always say, man, I never want to get or be in a space where opportunity does come to me and they tell me, well, you need to do this before we can do that. I want to be already ready. So you like, all right, cool. It's, you know, it's no hard adjustments. If you need me to work out 3 times a day versus twice a day, baby, I'm already doing it. So let's go. You know, we just gonna add another workout. But absolutely, man, you have to be able to
do you eat your vegetables and drink your water? Like, do you watch what you put in your body, or
I drink a ton of water. I drink a ton of tea. I do try to watch what I eat. I'm a picky eater anyway. And then one thing that I found out is beneficial, and my girl also says, is, you know, eat for your blood type. So your body will speak to you, and you'll know when things are not good for you, and when you're feeling good, and when you're eating the right things. But absolutely drinking a lot of liquids, a lot of teas, a lot of waters. Even rehearsals, I'm always drinking water. I'm going to rehearsal in a few minutes, so I'm always drinking some water, some tea. I had some tea earlier before I got on, so absolutely watching what I intake.
Put some honey in there in your tea in water. You just put honey in water. And
no, this was some lemon balm tea. So with a lemon balm, sometimes I'll do like a little lemonade in there, put some cough drops in there. I stay drinking, taking cough drops too. So a lot of stuff, a lot of vocal things, and there's things for singers too. Like you can get the nebulizer where you can get like the for your breathing and all of that stuff like that. Like I said, I have vocal drops that I take and the sprays, all of that stuff. And sleep. Sleep is one of your best things.
There, and then my lemonade. That is dope. Ooh, but I know it's like, yeah.
You got to make you a little, what they call them, the medicine balls. I'll be making them at home.
And it's what goes in it? Just lemonade and cough drops?
So, nah, you know, they have like a citrus tea that you can use. Starbucks technically is the one who came out with this drink. And now we didn't all just kind of take it, especially singers or anybody who does speaking or anything like that. But typically like a lemon citrus tea, I'll put a little lemonade in there. I also have throat coat tea, so I'll mix that with a little honey, drop a cough drop in there. Baby, I'm out the door. I'm good. I'm straight.
And how long?
Room temperature water as well, because it's not good. Like that cold water don't be good for you. So room temperature water, all of this. Yeah. Oh, damn. Steam, hot steams. I do a steam pots, showers, all of that stuff. Yeah.
How long you been drinking them drinks? Who taught you that?
The medicine bars? Yeah. I don't know when they came out with those, but I've been having those for like years now. And then just drinking teas before I sing. I think that's always a custom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so do you charge to perform because you're so like, you know, you have a good resume?
I got a pretty decent resume. I do charge to perform. I ain't gonna say I charge to perform. There is a booking fee, obviously, right? We all got to get paid. And then I have a band, right? So I work with a band. I got to make sure my guys are paid. I want to be paid. I want to make it worth my while. But there's absolutely been some gigs that I've done, and I walked away from it with the exposure or other things. You know, it has to make sense, right? I'm in a space now with my career. I'm very choosy with what I'll accept, because I also want people to take my craft serious, and I know that I take my craft serious. So you want the whole package, you're gonna have to, you know, come up off of it. And I don't like the fact that I feel like a lot of artists are shortchanged. You know, a lot of us, especially that are out here, venues will pay top dollar for artists to come in and do a 10-minute, 20-minute BS type of show. And then you got your local people that support you every week that be down with you when you ain't got nobody in there, and they be wanting to pay you pennies on a dollar. That's a no-no. So to any artist, get your money, baby. Don't let them pay you no $300, no $400, and you coming in there slaving for 3 hours, doing 2 45-minute sets, coming out of there sweaty, wet, and hoarse and everything else, and they want to pay you $200. Like, no, we don't do that. There is absolutely a minimum. We like to get paid. We like to be supported, so that way we can continue to do what we're doing. Right?
For sure. Fucking right. Has anybody ever told you like, you know, I didn't like this song that you did today, or, you know, I think that you know, could have did better here, and you're just, you know, feeling some type of way? Like, how do you take criticism when you're like, I know I did
You
my
know, I had
best?
one lady, I remember, and this was maybe like 8 months or so ago. One lady did rub me the wrong way, but she wasn't wrong. So I had to give her that because she wasn't wrong. It was a night that we had, I think, back-to-back shows. We had probably did 2 shows, and we were at the last show. So we had already been playing and singing for maybe at this point 6 hours, right? And I had done a song, and as I told you, I said sometimes those words can get the mixing up, and I started to put another verse, and I can't remember what song it was, but I did the song, and I remember the second verse. I came in and I was like, "Ooh, that ain't it, y'all." But I, you know, just like any other artist, I came and adjusted, and we went on with it. I saw this lady in the restroom later on that night, and she was like, "Baby, you showed this singing. You could sing your ass out." But she was like, "Look, you sung my song, but you gotta learn them words." And when she said it to me, it caught me off guard at first because I was just like, "Oh, okay. Well, how you doing too?" But then
Yeah.
I had to take it, and I was like, you know, it's not personal. That really was her song, and I, as an artist, you're responsible, right, on that stage, and they're expecting a good time. So when you singing a song and they really like, "Oh, that's mine," they want to vibe out with you. So I get it. You know, she was disappointed in that moment. That one verse, she was like, "You need to learn the words."
That must
So
have been her verse.
I ain't even get mad at it. I was just like, you know what, At, you so right. I do need to get them words together, huh? So it comes with the game. You know what I'm saying? I try not to take it personal because honestly, people will critique you regardless of whether they open their mouth or not. But most of the time, I found out that people that's going to critique you can't do what you do, and that's just what that is. So
Facts. I never thought of it like that. You're definitely right.
go do
What's
it better, baby.
huh? What's the most rewarding aspect of your work?
The people, the support, right? I love to see people vibing out to my songs. I love the people that know my songs. Like people tag me and post all the time, like people's moms, they family members and stuff, and I just be like, wow. Like I have streams in countries that I can't pronounce, in places that I've never been that I would have never thought of. So that right there is so
That's super dope.
it's so rewarding. And when I say God is so good and he's so merciful, because it's like I'm just a girl from Houston. Like how these people ever came across my stuff. Like so it is so rewarding, and that is, I think, the most satisfying thing is to see how people respond to me and how they react to my music and the things, like I said, because it's my baby, it's what I put out, it's what I wrote. So that's the most gratifying part of it.
Callie said, Miss Pinky. So how do you handle, what are your strategies to deal with like handling stress and pressure, like in this industry? Because it's not always just like, you know, you can get
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm human, and like I said, I'm a Virgo, so that too click on real quickly, and I'll get in my feelings. I get my it'll be like, hey man, you know. So, but you know, it's a learning experience, right? Every day I feel like it's a learning, or I'm learning, because I have to evolve and not take things personal. I also have to understand it's the lay of the land, and sometimes, you know, people really don't be knowing. You know, you can be offended by some things, and they really just don't be knowing they offended you. So I try not to internalize a lot of stress, although that doesn't always happen. I have my ways, right? I love to spend time with my loved ones. I love to spend time with my girl. I love to actually do things. I love to be here in my house to just hear nothing. So there's things and there's ways that I can relieve my stress. I love music, and like I said, I'm a drummer. So if anything, I can go and beat some stress out. Go to the
yeah.
gym. You know, I can roll up. You know what I mean? Hey, we can go out, go have a couple of lemon drops. We chill. I'm straight. I done forgot all about that. You know.
Living drugs.
But as you know, for Virgo, if something's on us and stressing us out, once we get it out,
It's over
I'm
with.
good.
Yeah.
Once I done said how I felt about it, baby,
Yep.
I said it already. I said, I'm good. I'm straight.
Facts. Facts. How do you handle like the setbacks and like failures in your career?
You know, it's motivation, right? It's motivation to go harder. But there are times, like I said, I'm human, so I'm not gonna lie and just be like, oh, you know what? This just bounce off of me, because there are moments where I have to take a step back and I have to reevaluate. I have to go pray, and I have to go and talk to God and be like, listen, I know that you didn't give me this for no reason. I know you didn't bring me to this point, you know, for no reason. I know that you're gonna grant me the desires of my heart. So, you know, that's where your spirituality kicks in. and your faith and how you believe and how you can, you know, maintain and continue going day by day, even if it don't look right. You know that there's a higher power, and you know that there's a higher purpose.
Right.
And so yeah, I think that with that, waking up each day and trying to have a renewed spirit and a renewed mind, it helps. You know, in those moments where you're discouraged, it doesn't say that you won't have them, but it at least helps you to, you know, focus your attention and maybe change your perspective on it and change it to a motivation versus something that's hindering or discouraging you.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
What are some common misconceptions about being an artist?
That we hoes, especially for me, because here's the thing, and this is a conversation I literally just had, right? So I'm a singer. Not only am I a singer, I'm a lesbian. Not only am I a singer, I'm a lesbian, I'm a stud at that, if you want to put a label to it, right? So the most I guess you say preconceived notion is always that we're gonna be flirting with everybody. We want all the women, and you know, you just the biggest whore, and it's just like, I'm singing for me, bitch. I'm not singing for you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't see y'all. Like, I mean, I love it and I love the interaction. Again, I love when supporters come up to me. I love to interact with people, and I love the people talk to me and just be like, you know, you had a good time, so I can acknowledge you. I want to acknowledge you because you're acknowledging me, like, right? But I do think that it is, especially as a singer, you get a bad rap because they feel like everything that you put out is what you're going through. You went through it. Everything that you say is what you're going through. Like, that's what you're going through right now. So you really can't have a personal life because anything is associated to that personal life. Like, oh, they must be into it. And it's like, bitch, it just went with the lyric. Like, shut up. Or that you're a singer, so you swing into all the women, so you can't be faithful. You got out all the hoes and all this stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe it's different for everybody else, but I know for singers, I feel like it is definitely one of those things that be like, you know, y'all get around. You know, it's almost like a musician, you know, get around type thing.
For sure, for sure. We just get around things,
Yeah.
but you're not like that. Have you ever, like, you know, had your fun times though as a musician?
I had my fun in college. Right. I will absolutely say that I had my fun in college. I pledged in college and I feel like I just had so much fun during that time. But that was years ago. I'm grown right now. So a lot of things are makes more sense. They're more serious, right? And I want something, right? I want the happily ever after. So at some point in time you gotta stop playing games, right? And when you really meet somebody that you really, really care for and you love, it's
different.
it's easier. Yeah, it's different. It's way different than to play a little bit games than to be like, nah, I really want this shit to work. So we got to talk about some real shit. You know what I mean? So, and that's not to say that I'm perfect. Obviously, I have my issues, but nah, I'm not out here trying to have no fun now, for sure.
For sure, that's really good. How do you currently balance like your work life, you know, and then still being T Marsh?
The best I can, right? Because like you mentioned, I still work. I am a senior project manager for a tech company, so I do that throughout the day. Now, luckily, I am remote, so that helps because for the most time, my evenings are gigging, right? I'm rehearsing, I'm gigging, I'm doing something, so I can get my corporate life and get that part of it out the way during the day, and then at night you get T Marsh. But I try to have that balance. Like I said, I'm still heavily involved in my church, so I still have rehearsal. I still have church on Sunday morning. I still got all of those things. I still got preparation for what the singer's gonna sing and all of that stuff.
I
But
go to church on Wednesdays. Well, yeah.
you know what? We have Bible study, and my pastor today he canceled it because I think he had something going on this week. But we typically we have Wednesdays as well. So yeah.
Say that, yeah.
Yep.
Man. Okay, so before we get up out of here, tell people where they can find you at. We want to hear your music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Please. I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to hear me, and I need y'all to stream it. I need y'all to send it to your cousin, to your auntie, send it to your ex, send it to your boo, send it to the potential, all of that. You can follow me on Instagram. It is IAMT_MARSH. IAMT_MARSH. So IAMT Marsh. You can also find me on streaming platforms. So Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube. If you don't have any subscriptions, you can find me as T Marsh. No spaces. It's TMARSH. All of my music will pop up there. TikTok, the same thing. I am T_MARSH. all the things will pop up there. Pop up on me on the show. I'm always in DFW. I'm doing shows everywhere. Pretty much every weekend, you can catch me somewhere singing somewhere with me and my band. I promise you it's a really good time. It's a vibe. Come see me. Come vibe out with me. Come speak to me. I want to speak back to you. I want to put my hands on you. I want to hug you. I want to do all that. Not put my hands on you like that, but I just want to hug you. I want to show you a little love because you showed me a little love. So, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And then tell them where you're going to be at, where it's a free event.
A free event. Let me think. Let me stop. So not a free event this Friday, but I am going to be at the Alley Music House in Addison, and it's a really dope spot. It's a spot where they bring in all the great acts, all the national acts. Carl Thomas was actually just there this past Saturday. So all the acts are there. I'm at the Alley House this Friday on the 18th of April. There is actually a discount on tickets right now, so you can get tickets 2 for 1 if you go to their website or Eventbrite. But the tickets are not expensive. I promise you. It's $10 at the door. All the support that you have or that you guys give, it goes to the band. So that way, again, we can get paid. I'm also at the Freeman on every second and fourth Tuesdays, 10 to 2 a.m., the late night shift, y'all. So you got time. If you get off late, you can come vibe out with us because we take you all the way into Wednesdays. Now, there is a cover for that as well. But this coming Saturday on the 19th, I'll be at Victor's in Dallas for the girls who love to brunch, right? So Lesbians in Dallas event, and that is a free event, at least admission-wise. I think you just, of course, have to take care of anything that you may order from the restaurant itself. But you can still come out, vibe out with me. I would love to see you at a ticket event, at a free event, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'm always posting my
Now,
dates.
what about the same event? Aren't you going to be there?
On the 30th. That's a free event right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. On the 30th of April, the end of this month, you guys, we're going to be here for the, what do they call it? Wine Down Wednesdays? Yeah, I'm about to say, what do they call it?
Wine therapist.
So we'll be there, myself and the other amazing artists. You guys heard from one of them earlier before I came on. So come see us, come check us out. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to even talk to you more and kind of get in depth. Shout out to my guy Cam for putting me on and put me in the mix for this right here.
For sure. We definitely got to get a selfie too.
We do. Because Virgos, because period. Like, why wouldn't we? What do you mean?
Right. I'm making sure. Definitely going to get a selfie. All right. Well, it's definitely a pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For sure. I'm definitely going to check out your music, and I will definitely see you live in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I see y'all. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a dope time. I can't wait to see it come out, and I'm going to be looking at everything else. And like I said, on the 30th, we got to lock in.
For sure, for sure. I will go ahead and send you the YouTube link because it's already, everything was live. So it's already out. Perfect. All right.
Well, thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate y'all vibing out. I couldn't see the comments. I'm not looking at the comments, but I'm definitely going to check it out. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, tap in. Come see me. Come talk about me. You know, come see what was going on so I can see what's going on with you.
Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. She was super, super dope. Per the usual. Yeah, guys, she knew about her business too. She knew about her music. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yeah, you're supposed to be somebody's boss because, you know what I'm saying? She's like telling her words and her testimonies and just speaking. You know what I'm saying? And for her to decide to do music like just, you know, not too long ago, and she's making moves like that, my hat goes off to her. Now, speaking about making moves, there are these two dope women, you know what I'm saying? And they are really making moves, you know what I'm saying? I went to the brunch, the Empowerment Women's Brunch, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't broke me down, you know what I'm saying? I got to crying and being emotional, and it just felt like I was at home with all these beautiful women. And, you know, a lot of women these days, they don't get along, you know what I'm saying? It's just period, you know what I'm saying? It's always some extra catty. So for these wonderful, amazing women to come together and tell their testimonies, and it's like we had a new home of women, empowering women, it was so freaking bomb. But the thing is, like, what women like put this together and can, you know, spot out women that are intelligent and have a story to tell and motivate other women? Like, there's so many women in the world. So it's like, you know, what kind of gifts do they have? You know what I'm saying? And what background do they have? And, you know, what have they been doing? Because they're a freaking bomb, you guys. And there's not a lot of people like them. And they have a gift of like talking. You know, the people that they can talk and you listen and you just be like, keep talking. It's just not everybody's blessed with that talent. What they got it, okay? I'm fixing to bring in Her Network Foundation, you guys, because what they do, they motherfucking thing. Welcome, Pinky and Fee. Hey, welcome. Okay, ladies, tell everybody where you guys are from. I think you gotta unmute yourself.
Hello. Yeah, I know. I'm
No, you don't. Okay, so tell everybody where you guys are from.
I am from.
Mhm. Uh-oh.
We done lost Sissy Pooh.
Yeah, for sure. You look so cute.
Thank you. Well, I'll go for now. So, hey everyone, I am Pinky. I am from Kentucky. I am located now in Dallas, my new home. Hello.
So you're from Kentucky. What made you move to Dallas?
A new start, just a whole fresh reset, a new lifestyle. I feel like I did all I can do in Kentucky, so I wanted to branch out and do some other things.
Okay. And so what made like Dallas, Texas want to be at?
Okay, well, I did a lot of research. I got to know where I'm going, what's going on in the areas, all that. So honestly, I had choices of like Atlanta, because I have family there, and then Texas, I have some family here as well that I could reach out to if I needed something. So I got pinpointed to where they are and kind of still what's going on in the area. Can I get a job? Can I get a nice place to stay? Is it good schools? And that's kind of how I narrowed it down. And Dallas was pretty much number one next to Houston, but Houston, I feel like just had a lot going on, and Dallas was more of a chill vibe. So
how long have you been
to Dallas? I had came here like right during COVID. So I want to say maybe 2020 or 2021.
Oh, so you haven't been out here long at all.
No, it sure feel like it though.
Yeah, that's why your vibe is different. Like everything, I love it. I love it. Okay. So have you always been like someone that's wanted to give back to the community, like growing up, or wanted to help people in a sense?
I feel like it was something that was definitely in me. I've been to like Girl Scouts. I've been a lot of part of like volunteering. Just always wanted to help somebody else out. Like, what's your problem? Let me see if I can help fix you, or see if I can help heal you in some kind of way. I feel like we all need somebody to talk to, be there for. So I feel like I was always there for somebody else.
For sure. JD Keys. I definitely agree.
DJ
So,
Pinkies, hello.
Let's bring her back in so we can tell us where she's from. Okay, hey.
So hey funny. Guys, I'm so sorry. I have the worst connection at this hospital.
Okay. Well, so tell everybody where you're from.
Okay, my name is Fiona Brown. Hey y'all, hey cyber people. Good to see you. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Relocated to Texas about 9 years ago. I spent 7 of those 9 years in Houston. Relocated to Dallas about I guess it was 2022, and been here ever since.
Okay, so where originally are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
That's crazy that y'all both came from 2 different states and then just moved here and then linked up. Now, what a coincidence is that?
I'm telling you.
She's so funny. And how so did you always want to give back to the community, or how was that for you?
For me, are we talking about me?
Yeah, like did you always want to help people, want to give back to the community?
Absolutely. So I started in nursing way back when my grandmother got sick. She had went into a nursing facility, and she didn't have that many people to take care of her. Like it was like a lot of short staff. It was like stuff going on. And I said, well, where do I sign up so that I can, do something? We gotta make a change. We gotta get some help around here. Nobody volunteering, nothing. And at the time, I wasn't like licensed or anything to do anything, but I knew I wanted to. At that moment, I knew that I wanted to make a change, not just temporarily, but to make a drastic change in my community, no matter where I live. Wherever my zip code was, we're going to change something around.
Okay. Yeah, I love you. She is silly. No, for sure. So, like, who's you guys' motivation? Like, who motivates you to be like, I want to stand up and make a change? Because, some people have that, I want to make a change, but, they don't want to walk that change. It's not always easy to try to make a change.
Yeah, seriously, it's really not.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I would say life. life experiences and going through certain things, as well as watching other people go through certain things, it made me want to kind of be a better person, change who I am for the betterment of myself and others. So I would say that, or I guess my higher self, my spiritual self would be my guidance, my leader.
Do you guys like watch any like activists or anybody that works for the community, like when you guys get up and like, see what they do?
No. My first thing I get is I'm on TikTok. Okay, what's going on? But that is something that I am working on, because that's something that we want to definitely dig deep into, is being a part of the community and creating a change and a flow within the community for women, children, men, all kind of populations. So we do want to start getting ourselves out there. The hard part is figuring out who to connect to, what to connect to get that process rolling.
Facts. And it will come to you, most definitely. So
I would have to say, I have a person that I do watch. Okay, so I have a advocate that lives. She advocates. She's also a lawyer, a speaker, and she does a lot of. She works in any type of politics, especially like in Missouri. Her name is Jasmine Crockett. You guys can look her up on YouTube and Facebook, and you can see she's a Black strong woman, speaking on behalf of other Black women, other minority women, or just being a part of the culture, So and it doesn't have to be about just our culture, all cultures, right? Because it all matters, But that's another time.
She is so funny. So then, how did y'all come together? How did y'all meet?
I always let Fee tell the story because she know it better than me. She know it down pat. Me, I'm kind of scatterbrained, but she know.
Okay, it was kind of ironic. We met through a mutual friend. Mutual friend that we no longer like talk to on everything. I mean, we still care about the mutual friend, but of course we got a better friendship from that mutual friend. That's how it happened. The very first day we met each other, it was like, hey, and then hours later she was at my house, we were drinking wine. So it's been like that ever since.
She said that. She said weird. So do y'all still talk to the mutual friend?
Not necessarily, no. I feel like that was in a time of an era that we was in, and we didn't outgrown that era, so we don't really talk to a lot of people during that time.
The mutual friend, like, I introduced y'all done cut me out the group.
Pretty much.
yeah, because like, damn.
It'd be like it sometimes.
I honestly think that the mutual friend was just supposed to unite us, honestly, and to unite what we needed to establish with ourselves, So when you all these things in life, you come across certain people that you only go through them. You only have people in your life for certain seasons, and once you go through that season with that person, that's it. So once the season was over, we start seeing a lot of things changing, a lot of people changing, a lot of people not being there with us, but we still remain the same. We still remain close. Everything, I don't do nothing without. I barely can tie my shoe without my sister. You hear me?
She is so funny. You are a beautiful nurse as well, Miss Pinky. Definitely loving your vibes. That's what Callie said.
I was definitely going to hit on that in a second, because I do want to talk about that. I have been a nurse for 13 years, and I feel like I don't talk about it much because there's just so much of who I am. But thank you for bringing that up.
I was just about to say that. Well, wait a minute. I seen that you're a real nurse.
Yes.
Yeah.
RN, real nurse. Okay.
Real, okay. Real.
Oh shit! So when did you? Wow. So when did you become a nurse? Like, when did you graduate and all of that? That's dope.
I took the very long route. I started with my CNA through high school, and then went through my license, then to my registered nursing. But I had went into nursing pretty much when my son had passed away, and it kind of pushed me more to just keep going. You got this, and that really propelled me into my nursing career. Then I had pretty much went on from there, from my associates to my bachelor's.
Mm-hmm. Do you use your nursing right now?
Sure do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is who I am, to a core everyday nurse all day long.
Oh, that's dope.
It's to the bone.
DNA.
To the bone. To the bone. Yeah.
That is stupid. That's like something you don't know. And it's crazy because y'all both like work in the middle, that kind of field.
Mm-hmm. Yes. A lot of people don't know that about
And we
me,
didn't know
and
that.
that's okay.
That is stupid though. And then
We like-
I don't.
Hello,
Jerae.
Jerae.
Hey. Okay, so how long were y'all friends before y'all decided let's go into business together? Because that's a serious decision.
It is a serious decision, and I feel like it's something that kind of aligned on its own. So we have been friends for about 2 or 3 years now. Is it 2 years?
Well, it's been 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
Well,
Okay.
it's been 2, but
I
we
don't
all
be counting the time.
3 years.
Okay, so 3 years.
It's like,
And then what you said, and so then we had just kind of start talking about our passions. Every time we're together, we're talking about what we want to do, our passion. They just kind of aligned. So when it came time to start the business, it was nothing to it. We knew like this is what we're supposed to be doing. Everything is flowing how it's supposed to flow. Let's jump on this business and put our our thoughts together and our resources together, and let's give back.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, so what inspired y'all's journey business? Just like sitting down and talking about it?
I would say life. Definitely sitting down and talking about it. She's somebody that I have been able to talk about and privately and be able to trust with situations I'm going through. So talking about my life experiences, what I went through currently or in the past, or even about my ideas for the future, us just having those conversations allowed us to birth the idea of her network.
Are y'all best friends?
I can say that she's my real good sister. She is a sister to me. It's more than a friendship. It's a sister. She's my sister. I love her dearly.
Y'all always together. I always see y'all together. So what give me the background on her? The name of her network foundation. Why name her?
Her is because her in itself is just that. I mean, it's powerful all by itself. And her is who we are as a woman. Yes, we are a woman. Yes, we are a mother, a grandmother, a child, but we are still her. And that's enough power there to say, to keep moving forward. Don't be afraid to reach out to another her who is also motivational, is loving, has a good spirit. Reach out to other people and to know that we're all connected. We are all her. We're all a network. We should move as a sisterhood, move together and encourage each other.
I like that. What's your definition? What are you guys' definition of women empowerment?
Ooh, two.
Oh,
That's the time on the live.
For sure. It is in there deep.
Deep, okay.
Yeah. You can't even, yeah. What's your definition of women empowerment?
My definition of women empowerment is confidence, self-love, and femininity, as well as spirituality.
Okay. I like that. So do you want to leave like a legacy?
Absolutely. And for the longest, I felt like my legacy was leaving a business, leaving some money, which all those things are very beneficial for my children and for their children, absolutely. But the real legacy is leaving behind my wisdom, my knowledge, me being me and showing my children that it's important to be yourself, to be authentic, and to pour into yourself and to give yourself self-love and to have boundaries. I feel like that is what's needed to build personal development to get through life. And I feel like that's the legacy that I'm for sure leaving behind. For sure.
I like that answer. What's your superpower, do you think? Yeah. What do you think your superpower is as a woman?
I would say mine is being authentic. And I say the superpower because it was once my weakness. So I feel like now that I feel like now that I am completely confident within myself, I love myself 100%, and that has helped me be able to confidently. I forgot what I was even saying.
But your superpower as a woman.
Y'all caught the drift. Yes, there we go. Authentic. Yes, being authentic. So now I feel like I am so much more authentic than what I was in the past. And that had helped me be confident, be able to love myself. Like this being true and raw, it shows other people like, okay, dang, I ain't gotta do all this because you don't. Just be you. Let the stuff flow to you. Relax. It's okay.
Okay, now what about you, Fee? Tell me, what is your definition of woman empowerment? Oh, she's on mute.
Oh, what'd you say?
What is your definition of woman empowerment?
Being you. Just being you, being able to be relatable, being able to have confidence, like Pinky was saying, have confidence, being able to assure and be accountable, hold yourself accountable, always set new goals, for yourself, no matter, what area of your life it is, no matter if it's spiritual, if you want to make sure you get more spiritually inclined, I need to be more of this, no matter if it's, oh, I need to be, more compassionate to my children. All of that ties into empowering someone because someone has been through something that you've been through. Someone has, or they're going through it, or you are going through something and you're still walking around with a smile on your face, or you're still overcoming and knocking down barriers that people feel like maybe I couldn't do anything if that was me, So that's automatically being able to walk in your purpose.
Right.
And be purposeful. Make sure you have a purpose. Don't just be walking. Just don't be out here just not having a purpose. Know what your purpose is. Know what your target audience is that you want to reach to.
How does somebody find their purpose if they say they don't know how to get at their purpose?
Self-love, self-care. Spend more time with you. If you don't know what your purpose is, spend more time with yourself. You gotta have a relationship with you too. Sometimes you gotta beat yourself up flat the head and say, "Hey, girl, you tripping." That's not something. And even your purpose changes.
She is so cute. She reminds. I can't think of what she reminds me of, like one of those olden back in like just her voice, like one of those olden day movies. She acts like, girl, you gotta keep it up. You know what I'm saying? She is so cute. Okay, so how do you balance your personal and professional life? Because you guys got this, new business coming up. How are you guys trying to, personalize everything? I love this for my sissies. Yes.
So here's the thing. We already mama, So we're already women. We were birthed as little girls. Now we're grown women. So it's all about strategy. It's all about balance. And because we already manifest every day to make sure that we're balancing, making sure that we're taking the initiative to cross every T and dot every I. Sometimes you might forget something. Well, there was something for this. I got everything else in. So we balance things by just making sure we put the top priority first, and then making sure that our spirit is right, and the spirit gonna line everything else.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
That's 100% true.
It really does. Like if you're in tune with yourself, and if you're not in tune, I guarantee you try this one thing by just spending some time with yourself, you won't let people talk to you crazy. You won't let your kids talk to you crazy.
Okay.
You won't let nobody. You won't. And I mean, not crazy, but just in a certain tone, in a certain. You can. They won't. They'll learn. Oh, I didn't mean to say it like this. And before you even have to say, don't talk to me. You only gotta say that. You already knew. They can feel it.
They gonna know, yeah.
So no, so it's kind of like the same thing when it comes to balance. Managing the business life and the work life and the kids and everything. It all comes from how the spirit wants you to be led. Sometimes you may go over here like, why did I go over here like this? So why am I here on that? And I don't do that. And then a week later, you were like, oh, okay, I'm glad I did that. But you was able to still get everything else done. But this is what needs to be done right now. And we're never in a rush. We're never in a rush.
That's the one thing I love about our business. We ain't rushing nothing. And mostly because this is extremely new for us. And it's a new business. It's something that we created, and we're still thinking about what we're doing as we're doing it. And
Facts.
not only that, not only that, it's a non-for-profit business. So we're not looking to make any money, gain any money, any of that. So first, we don't take care of our life and what's going on in the home before we put it into this business, because we're moving at a slow pace. We're not in any rush to get this started or that started, because we know it's in alignment with what our purpose is and what we're doing.
Facts.
So it's really
No
on
hurry.
our time.
No hurry.
No hurry. What is the purpose behind the network, her network foundation? Like, what are you guys exactly are trying to do for the women?
I feel like the main purpose is I feel like it's two sides to it, because we are wanting to help empower women and to be able to create a sisterhood for people to have somebody to relate to talk to be a voice for, and also a safe place for. We want to, one day host retreats and have other events where we're doing our brunches, things like that. But in the day, our biggest mission is to, like I said, give back to the community. So we want to get into a community within Dallas and meet with other people who are also activists within the community and see how we can help others and give back, as far as it's a back to school drive with backpacks, or if it's giving food out on the street, whatever it is to help our community out of poverty or out of any kind of hardships they may be going through. We want to be there. And of course, one day also to be in schools, we can teach children about financial literacy, how to take care of themselves, how to know what self-love is and boundaries, things that we're not really educated on and we're taught by life. We want to be able to teach them without them having to learn it by life.
Facts. And that's stupid dope. That's stupid dope. So what is your guys' plan like in the next 5 years? Do you guys know, like, where you, not what do you plan, but like, where do you want to be? Where do you see your guys' self in the next 5 years?
Definitely feel like I want us to be a well-known name within our community, within Dallas Fort Worth. People will know what her network is. Y'all seen us on Instagram, y'all seen us on TikTok, wherever, but you know who we are. And that's because we're so active in us being within the community, so active with us talking and sharing our knowledge with other people. I feel like 5 years is a short time frame for our business. It's still being brand new, but we want to have our feet on the ground, giving back and being, like I said, being in schools and going to having women sessions where they can come do workshops to learn certain things like self-defense classes, understanding how to budget and understanding how to prepare meals on a low budget. Just certain things that women may need some guidance on. Especially women who have children.
Yes. And even kind of raising the children, how to potty train them sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's stupid though, for sure. So tell me about you guys' first brunch you guys had. Women Empowerment Brunch. How was it? Oh my
goodness. Our first brunch was amazing.
How long did it plan? How long did it take you guys to plan it? Because you guys had it planned to the T.
We had ideas put together for a very long time, and when we finally was like, hey, let's plan this. I want to say it was like November of 2024, and then we did the event in February 2025. So it's like what, 3 to 4 months. We planned it in a good amount of time. Like, so we didn't rush anything. We did a lot of research. We went to look at the venues, get everything arranged, thought about all the details for the decor. The event, like I said, it was amazing because we did it, but it definitely had a lot of ups and downs throughout the event that made us learn some lessons on how things should flow and how to communicate with other people when it comes to business contracts and business conversations.
Okay, but that was y'all's very first event?
It was.
Okay, that's stupid though. Were y'all nervous?
Yes. I was crying. Happy tears, angry tears, sad tears, I was crying.
Yeah, you guys did so good. You guys had it together like perfectly. Now, when people came to like make the food, like, did you guys know them? They were already a part of it. Like, that's part of their job. Like, for work?
Yeah, that was part of their. We hired catering.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know. Okay. It seemed like they knew y'all the way that was acting. I was like, well, must be they friends. I never would have noticed that. Okay, that was so cool. The energy was everything. And how did y'all find like the people? Like the people that were there were just, everybody had good energy. Everybody was very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something going and it wasn't just mediocre. Like they was bosses in the building. It was
Okay,
like,
I like that.
I was like, well, where did y'all, when everybody got to talking, they were like, well, where did y'all find them at? Because what? They is on there. All of them. I was very, very, very impressed. I was super
Thank
impressed.
you.
And everybody still turned up, but everybody handled business. You know what I'm saying? Because when you would talk to them, they was like, yeah, but I lie goes out. You know what I'm saying? I get fine. You know, like, oh, you do? Like, oh, you do? But yeah, but I handle my business too. So it also showed like bosses, we're in a room full of bosses that enjoy life, but still get that bag. So it can
Yes, that's what I love saying. The baddie and the CEO. Because we're going to have fun. We're going to get that bag too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Everybody had the testimonies, like they're trying what they've been through, but still climb back up. It was beautiful, beautiful.
I definitely enjoyed it, and we got a lot of feedback from the event about how everyone was feeling, how you feel as well, about just being inspired and hearing other people's testimonies. It was very moving, and that felt great to hear. That also hearing about just the good energy, because it was definitely a stressful time for us because we planned the event. We wanted to go a certain way. So we were definitely stressed. So to hear all that, it felt so good. It felt well worth it.
So did y'all pick the food or they picked the food, the catering people?
We picked the food.
Okay. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
And I love
we picked everything down to detail. We curated the whole entire event.
It was sick. It was amazing. Where did y'all find the speakers at? Like, I mean, did y'all just follow them or like, there's probably a million that you could have had, but I know that you had, elimination, process of elimination. So how did you know? Because I know y'all know more amazing people.
That was actually Fee. She met most of the speakers and knew most of the speakers. So I'll let Fee talk on that one.
I'm a Jane of all trades. I dabble in a little bit of everything. Okay. I'm a CNA. I'm a dietitian assistant, and when you do a lot of different things, you meet a lot of different people, right? So I started when I started meeting people, I started like trying basically what is it called interviewing them without them knowing. You know what I mean? So you interview them and you kind of like, okay, yeah, I like them. I don't like that though. I'm gonna go over here. You know. So it kind of was like a process of elimination, but I needed people that would be tailor made for this event. They had to be tailor made for this event, geared to the what we're trying to do. So I want to hear their story. I mean, people need to they're not hearing enough of this type of thing. They're not hearing enough of that type of thing. And they're not hearing enough of our type of thing. So I wanted people that blended well with us, and also I wanted them all to be Black strong women, Black cultural women, Black women who have families, Black women who are, they don't have to have a husband, but they can be single, but they're doing their own thing, and they're living in their divine purpose. They're walking in it, and they don't care who gonna get mad at them walking. You're gonna step on a few toes, you might make a few people cry, but we still want to embrace whichever direction you come in. But I like women who know who they are and they're secure with who they are. So I can't have, I didn't want anybody that would be negative. I want positive women. I want people who want to push and embrace their community. That's what it's about. It's not just for the community right here in your household. It's not just for the community that's right here at your job. It's a community that you live in because you live there. If my kids go outside, I want to know who they going outside with and doing with. So that's how I treat people that I come in contact with. Will I go with you somewhere? Could I take you to a business meeting? Could I be able to do this? And that's kind of how it went when I started looking for speakers.
I like that. When's the next one? It was so wonderful. Y'all missed out. Y'all gotta come to the Was it personally invited? You could bring people.
Yes, it was invite only, and then you have a +1. So, and the +1 was actually, it was invite only. It wasn't a +1, it was invite only. Then the guest speakers had their 3 extra tickets, and that was it. So really, it was all invite only. But definitely want to leave that as an annual event. So I think that we'll continue to do that, like in February, how we did last time. I like the time we did February, like the love month and Valentine's, and it just felt very passionate and intimate. And I like that. So definitely we'll leave it invite only, and we'll definitely do once a year.
She said, I'm
It's a lot to go into it. You know, it's beautiful. It was amazing. It's just a lot to go into it. It's very special.
I can imagine.
So what thank you, DAYYY.
What do you think separates you guys from other women and like people that come together and start these nonprofit businesses? What do you think is the difference?
I'm gonna be 100%, and I feel like that is once again being authentic. A lot of people are not authentic. They just want to have that appearance or that clout that they are somebody that's really doing something and not doing nothing. And that's how we stand out, because we really who we say we is, and we really doing what we say we doing.
Right.
Yeah. We ain't like we just because we're turtles, tortoises, whatever y'all want to call it.
We going slow.
Just because we got slow motion don't mean that we ain't got no motion.
And slow motion is better than no motion.
Okay.
Facts. Because you don't want to miss no steps. People that be rushing be missing steps and got to go back anyways.
That part. And I just feel like
talk that talk. Yes.
If I'm out here and we create these events and sharing what we have and being, we're giving our energy just as much as y'all receiving something from us in some kind of way to help you in your life. So I feel like that's a lot. And I wouldn't want to, I'm not out here faking that or giving anybody no information that would direct them off their path. So I feel like everything that we create is part of a value to help somebody else. And if they don't see that, and that's just on them.
That's on them for real. How do y'all deal with stress? Like, like when you said it was so stressed, how did y'all like overcome the stress and put y'all's business face on and still go handle business? Because y'all handle business.
Ooh, yes.
For me, I just
was hard.
A warm little embrace from my sister and the security and the encouragement from her is what killed me, because I was running around like a necklace chicken. But having even not just her, but just having her sister, her loved ones, my loved ones, my kids, loving on us, loving us through it. Oh, it's okay, y'all, it's okay. Them saying it's okay probably was the best thing that we heard the whole entire time in doing it, because there were so many things that came up throughout the event, so much business stuff that you don't know that's behind the scenes that we didn't know, but we had to find out for ourselves. Nobody was giving us a layout, a blueprint of how this thing is supposed to go or how we're supposed to run our show. So we're learning everything on our own, and we're choosing everything, using it as an experience. But when I say those words, you okay, go a long way. You got this. Yes,
I learned real quick during this event how important family was. Like, I feel like I couldn't have done a lot of things without, like he said, our soul tribe, our family. They help carry us through a lot of times. I'm like, I'm ready to cry. I'm ready to cuss out everybody. I'm done. I don't care no more what's going on. I don't even care. And a lot of times, it's okay. We got this. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm like, come on, let's keep on going then. Yeah. So definitely the support of others definitely helps us push through.
That was dope. What can you share, habits or routines that make you guys successful? That you guys do, habits or routines. It's like, this is helping us make us successful. We need to keep doing this.
I think us using our discernment and knowing what's for us and not for us, and also us, like I said, not rushing this process, really thinking about the steps we're making and being intentional with every move we've been making for our business.
Smart, for sure. So how do you handle setbacks though? So like you guys do something, we can't even get to the event or something happens, like how are we handling the setbacks?
We had a few setbacks during our first event. A few setbacks, like our tables and chairs didn't get there until after the time our event started. And then we still had to decorate those tables and chairs. It was very stressful, but during that time, there's nothing you really can do but let go and let God. And just like it's gonna work itself out. Just keep going, work itself out, keep going. Because if I was to just be like, I'm done, I don't care no more, then I would feel bad because I didn't ruin my own event at this point because I didn't give up.
Exactly.
So I just feel like we had to just let a lot of things go and play itself out. And we also knew that what we're doing is in alignment with our purpose. So we don't take too much to heart. We keep saying, okay, it's cool, it's gonna work itself out. It's cool, we're gonna figure it out.
Do you guys celebrate your wins?
I'm a girl. I love to celebrate. I celebrate all the time. I am the celebration girly. You want to party? Let's do it. What are we celebrating today? It's always a celebration. So yes. Every step of the way, we have to award ourselves for the baby steps, the small steps, the large steps, the mini steps, every step.
Gotcha.
Every opportunity we celebrate. We celebrate just life and just having abundance in this life. We celebrate.
For sure,
just that small thing, and that's why we can make room for other celebrations.
For sure, we got to celebrate today. She's so funny. Okay, so what do you guys have to say for your fan base? People that have been watching y'all building from like the beginning and even starting this journey, like they're finally.
I'm gonna go then. I was thinking about, I forgot what that song was. I'm gonna say it's a song by JT, and she's like, I think it's No Bar. She pouring the bottle out like, I'm in Paris, blah, blah. And I'm just like, hey, y'all, I'm here, you know. All the things I said I was gonna do, I'm doing it, even though I've been scared. I'm here. That's what I want to say. Thank you for supporting and just for helping me along the way. Let me know that you're doing your damn thing. Thank you.
For sure. I think it's on mute, Phoebe.
I was answering too. What was it?
Yeah. What do you got to say to your fan base?
Oh, I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. I am planning on you tell somebody else about it, and then make sure they tell somebody else about it. Just keep telling them about us. You know, tell them about what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. And if you know somebody that needs somebody, just an encouragement, and we're just one phone call away, we one email away. We're your sister without being your natural sister. I'm your sister if I need to be. I can be your mentor. I can be your advisor. I can advocate. I'll be your fighter. I get in the ring if we got to. Whatever you need, we're here for that. That's what we're here for. You just need some help, and you need a resource. You need, hey, I need somebody to tell me where I can get this. Call me, y'all. Send us a message on any social media platform, and we will be more than happy to help you with anything that is. If you just need somebody just to vent to, we are there. You know, sometimes people go going through things, but I want to say thank you to everybody who came on the stream today. We definitely appreciate you pouring into us because we definitely don't have a problem with pouring into you. We definitely a family, so it's all connected.
Okay, now, what if they just need to borrow $500?
I'm gonna send them a resource where they can go ahead and you might have to go through.
Okay.
You might have to go 2 or 3
put your
places
application in.
But I'm sure they're gonna be able to get you. You'll get them somewhere. I'm gonna have to start off with a donation of $100, and then we're gonna
kills me.
Okay, we ain't giving nobody
make
no money.
We're gonna get them money.
I'm gonna show you exactly where we need to go.
Okay, I can point you in the direction.
She said she is so funny. Okay, so like if somebody ever wants you to come to their events and like come talk and like motivate, do y'all charge for that?
You can ask Pinky this. She does all the finance. She does all the what's it called? She does all of our business handling, all the structure. If whatever it is, she's gonna put it down. We need to make a note of this. She's gonna bring it back up. Hey, what about this, and address it. So
she ain't playing no games.
I'm not playing no games, but I don't feel like it'll be. I mean, there's no reason for me to charge for somebody to do that.
Sure. Yeah,
I feel like that's something that you are giving. Like I feel like that person is giving something of value. So I don't feel like I would charge them to get up on a platform and speak. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for spreading your words, your knowledge, your wisdom. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Okay, so hi, Freeman. He said good evening to everyone. All right, you guys. So tell me, before we get up out of here, where can everybody find you guys at?
So mine is Pinky Love Coach on all platforms. And then we also have a page for Her Network Foundation on Instagram. And it's just Her Network Foundation all the way across.
Perfect. All right. And then Fee, is your real name Fiona? I love that name. That is so cute. Fiona. That's what's on Shrek, the girl. That's the name.
She pronounces it differently though.
What does she say?
Fiona.
Fiona. Okay. That's cute. That's even cute.
Get my mic on. Yes, that's right.
She didn't like that.
That's right. That's my name.
Okay,
right.
say it. Say the name for me.
Fiona.
Fiona. Ooh, that's cute.
Yes.
Say at the end. Yes, Fiona. Oh, that's super cute.
Mm-hmm.
But Pinky, is your name Pinky or is it because you like pink?
That Pinky is, I feel like, a personality I developed during my healing stages, and that's just who I am today, Pinky. But my name is Adriana.
Oh, that's cute too. Okay.
Thank you.
I never knew that. Okay, so before we get out of here, you guys tell everybody where they can find you at. They want to learn more. You want to talk to you guys.
I did mine. It's your turn, Fee.
She on mute again.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook under Pretty Fee Brown, or I prefer you guys just message me on Her Network Foundation Facebook, Her Network Foundation Instagram, and Her Network Foundation at gmail.com.
Period. So we're gonna keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, just inbox me there.
Keep it simple, stupid, please.
For sure. All right, well, you guys, well, it's been a pleasure. I definitely do want to get it into where we can get us a live interview in where we can be together and with
absolutely.
the camera.
Yes, I can't wait. Yes,
this is just step number one. We got to get it in and welcome them, but you guys will definitely see them again because we're gonna go ahead and get it live and get it really, really going.
Absolutely.
Thank
I look forward to it.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, for sure. You guys are safe. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
All right, you guys. So they were super dope. Yeah, the whole show was freaking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in tune. I've been lit for the whole 3 hours. I've been on there for 3 hours in my motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Time to go eat. Just kidding. Anyways, you guys, now look, I do have now in 2 weeks I will not be having a show because I'm really gonna be at the same event doing live interviews. You know what I'm saying? Why I just interviewed T-Mash. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing live interviews there. I cannot wait for the blind therapist. You guys better pull up. It is free, okay? Shout out to my assistant, Cam. You guys, if you need any kind of bios, any kind of resumes, you need any kind of looking for a stay-at-home job. I mean, really, if you need anything, you just hit me up, let me know what you need, and I got it for you through Cam. You know what I'm saying? Which is a fee. Like that Fiona and Pinko was doing, it's the fee, period. But she's gonna get you straight. She definitely gonna get you straight. And so my show is gonna air live on May the 7th. So you know what I'm saying? I already got 2 dope special guests lined up. You already know how it's going. Yeah, putting in that work for sure. Putting in that work. You already know how it's going. Catch me at the Slippery Slopes on Saturday. I'm doing a live. I'm the co-host. I'm doing a live interview, but I'm a co-host with Hina, and I'm also going to be interviewing Twisted Black on Saturday. I'm so freaking dope. I'm so fucking dope. I'm so fucking lit. And then catch me at the boxing event on Sunday. They're doing the oil slide. Oil. Boxing, whatever you want to call it. So I'm doing interviews up there, so we're going to get it lit this weekend, period. All right, you guys. So don't forget, the word impossible says I'm possible. So anything you put your mind to, you can fucking do it, okay? So do not sell yourself short. Get what life has for you, okay? Get that motherfucking bag, period. Okay, I'll see you later. Here we go with it. Let me see. Here we go.